What's going on? How's everybody doing? Everybody having a good Sunday? Hopefully everybody had a good weekend. I know I did. Watching that boxing Friday and Saturday. Went fishing yesterday. Then I was at the pool all this morning, man. It's at the pool for like 5 hours. That sun ain't no joke, you know what I'm saying? I need to get y'all some of this right here. That plum drink. Anyway, let's go ahead and get the conversation started. I came out early today, so I apologize to some of y'all who like, damn, he don't normally come on Sunday, and he definitely doesn't come on early. It's just I got to go do some shopping around 6 o'clock, so I wanted to get this out the way because tonight, I don't know if I'm gonna be on tonight. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, what's up? Soy Incognita? I am incognita. That's feminine incognita. I hear you. Big Quanda. You'll show that drink again? Oh yeah. There's no alcohol in this. This right here is that plum juice from them Korean markets. That's from the Korean markets, man. I got hooked on that shit when I was living in Korea. But let's jump on into the conversation because I could sit here and BS. I got about 3 hours to breeze, you know what I'm saying? The GWOAT War. The greatest woman of all time war. Man, y'all see Serrano fight this weekend? And Big GWOAT had some things to say, you know what I'm saying? But I'll be honest with you. They always going back and forth. There's always some kind of drama with the ladies. You know what I mean? I'm not mad at anybody for talking shit because the women's boxing has so much craziness going on that it's entertaining as hell. Now, I'm going to rewatch the Amanda Serrano fight because we watched it live. We had a lot of people on there. You have to try it. Yeah, it's good. What's up, GVP? How you doing, man? But, and look, the phone line is on, 929-839-0679. So we talk about anything and everything on this channel. Y'all know that. But Serrano, man, look, she was in a tough fight, okay? She was in a tough fight. And Claressa Shields, of course, you know, she's watching it. She like, I ain't got nothing to say. So Claressa, of course, felt like Serrano lost the fight. A lot of people felt like Serrano lost the fight. But my thing is, for the bozo who contacted me like, goddamn, 6 something this morning, I'm not even in my office. I don't even look at the bat phone and shit. I don't even look at the bat phone until I come in here, really at night. Even during the day, I try not to look at it. At night is when I'll take a look at it, you know. But some bozo talking about I just had to say this, and he started talking about Claressa and Serrano. Let me tell you something. Serrano on a Sunday morning at 6 ain't thinking about Claressa. Claressa on a Sunday morning at 6 ain't thinking about no damn Serrano. So these fans be getting caught up in the hype. But what they were trying to say is that there's no comparison between Serrano's performance and Claressa's performance. What's up, Noble? This is my thing. Yeah, that's right. Soy says Serrano Manzur was real competition. If Manzur was not hitting dirty, I think she would have won easily. But that's what I was going to get at. A couple things here. Manzur fought like a pig. A pig. And I get, I'm into boxing. I understand. Yo, do what you got to do to win. Make that shit physical. The referee ain't do his job. That's who people should be mad at. Don't get mad at Manzur. Get mad at the referee. That dude he didn't say nothing. Nothing. I couldn't believe he was letting her grab her behind the neck, behind the head, headbutt her, put a shoulder in the chin, rush in like that. It was ridiculous the way Manzur was fighting. And look, I'm not biased to nobody. This is boxing we're talking about. You know what I mean? I believe 100% you got to make the referee do his job. Manzur did that. But damn, referee, she's trying to make you do your job, but you ain't do your job, man. And I think if it wouldn't have been all that physical bullshit going on, I think Serrano definitely would have, you know, the earlier rounds, she would have, in my opinion, clearly won more of those early rounds. But that's physical of that fight was nasty, man. That fight was nasty. What's up, Noble? Says Claressa's behind all the drama in women's boxing. Claressa be stirring the pot for real. She does stir the pot. Says, I'm not mad at Amanda winning because Manzur should have been disqualified looking back at the highlights. I just looked that Nature Plum drink up. I'm going to try it. Okay. Claressa needs a young competitor like Manzur. But this is what I'm getting at. Amanda Serrano been fighting almost 20 years. Woman 37, but she's been fighting almost 20 years. 20 years out here scrapping. And she got in there with a young bull. All I'm going to say is for anybody out here who talking trash about Amanda, when you get to 37 years old and if you have 50 fights, either or, get in there with a young bull and come off of just fighting not even 90 days ago and get in the ring and let's see how things go for you. You know what I'm saying? Especially with a referee who ain't doing you no favors. But what I will say is we saw down the stretch, because I had it like 7-1, 8-1, you know what I mean, for Mansour. I had Mansour winning them rounds. It's like 6-2, 7-1, something like that. But when Serrano was able to create that distance, she started touching her up. And she was trying to box. And she had some spots in the early rounds where she was boxing all right. But Mansour was being physical, was trapping on the ropes, and banging her cleanly with shots. But again, the referee wasn't helping Serrano out. And I'm not saying you in there begging for the referee to make the fight easy for you, but Lord have mercy, man. How many times you going to get headbutt? How many times you going to get elbowed? How many times somebody going to pull your head forward? You know what I'm saying? And you know what I respect the most about Serrano? She showed composure. She ain't complained. She didn't start throwing a tantrum in the ring, screaming at the ref. And look, 929-839-0679. I'm doing this live for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I like talking to y'all, so y'all feel free to call in. Let me turn I got the ringer on now. So y'all can call in, you know what I mean? So that's my thing. She had a young bull in front of her. Serrano been fighting 20 plus, almost 20 years, and she's had 50 fights now. But in addition to that, I think she started to feel some of that Katie Taylor 2 in there, you know what I mean? That Katie Taylor 2 fight with Serrano, listen, Serrano got robbed. Some people say Serrano won all 3 Katie Taylor fights. I don't see it that way. She definitely lost the 3rd Katie Taylor fight. The 2nd fight, Serrano won. To me, she clearly won the 2nd fight. And that 1st fight, depends on what you like to see. I kind of thought that 1st fight was close. I thought Taylor won, you know what I mean? But I wouldn't have been upset if Serrano got the win. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. I'd rather them have given Serrano the 1st Taylor fight than giving her the fight for Mansour. But Taylor didn't fight her dirty in that 1st fight. It was just it was really competitive, and we could see that. But at this end of the day, I think because some people, that 1st Taylor fight and that 2nd Taylor fight, some people feel like she got robbed in both of those fights. They feel like, you know what, this was just the system's way of giving her one of the wins that she deserved when she fought Taylor. Because I think we all agree on that 2nd Taylor fight. I know the 1st and 3rd, most people feel she lost that 3rd. Even she'll tell you. But that 1st fight, a lot of people debate it. But that 2nd one, we all feel Serrano won that 2nd Taylor fight. But Taylor fought like an animal. So who knows if Serrano was starting to relive some of that. Because you can see when she came on the 3rd Taylor fight, she didn't want to get nowhere close to her. She didn't want to get, she was worried about elbows, about headbutts, especially that big-ass Irish head. You know what I mean? Goddamn, Katie Taylor came in there, boy. What they got? Idaho? That's Idaho, not Ireland. But anyway, I'm going to make it Ireland. Ireland spud potato. She brought the luck of the Irish through headbutting up in there, didn't she? Was headbutting the shit out of Serrano. So maybe Serrano started to relive some of that, started to feel some of that. You know what I mean? Like she didn't want to go through it. But she never complained. So I got a lot of respect for Serrano. Yeah, Nikki says salute to Amanda. I got a lot of respect for Amanda. I do. Because that woman to be as long in the game as she's been, the type of money she's making now, everything. I got a lot of respect for her, you know what I mean? Serrano fought someone, what's up, Matthew? 10 years younger than her, while the GWOAT fought someone 10 years older than her. What's up, Adari? Yo, you're not lying. You know what I'm saying? You're not lying. There's no comparison between the opponents. Like, this is why I don't understand people coming out here trying to, like, humiliate Serrano. Like, what are we doing? But I understand it's the internet. People know what they're doing. They're just talking out their ass. Most of us with a little bit of sense, we know that Claressa was in an easier fight. It's not taken away from Claressa. Claressa can fight. We just know she got a bad attitude. And she does things to go viral. I understand the hustle. I understand it. They just out here hustling, getting that Wu-Tang cream, cha-ching, ching dollar bill, y'all. Everybody trying to get dough out here. I don't knock anybody hustle, but Claressa just gone a bit extreme. But as far as the level of opposition, like, hey, yo, hold your horses. Let's stop taking it to the stupid. Don't act like K. Taylor. Like Mansour was a K. Taylor. Ain't no comparison. You can't. To that I say, in the most respectful way, hey, yo, you McNicholas, hold your horses and stop taking it to the goddamn stupid. It is what it is, man. I know some people like Serrano, some people like Claressa, but anybody out here saying that K. Scott was a challenge? Nah, the K. Scott wasn't no challenge. Now, I thought that weight cut that Claressa had would have, after round 3, would have maybe showed up and K. Scott would have had an opportunity. But I'll be honest with you, Claressa looked to be in better shape than K. Scott. I ain't talking about physical appearance. I'm talking about whose tongue was hanging out their mouth, wrapped across their head, dragging across their scalp, with saliva hitting all 4 corners of the room from exhaustion. K. Scott was looking tired. All right? So K. Scott, you know, she wasn't able to pull the trigger. Mansour, young, dumb, and full of up and away. You know what I'm saying? And Serrano was in there hanging. She was in there hanging, man. Yeah, Irish head, for real. So that being said, stop with making these faulty comparisons, you know what I mean, between Mansour and K. Scott. There is no comparison. And the phone line is open, man. I'm here chilling. Y'all call in. I don't know you. You see me. I can't see you. So call in and talk your talk, you know what I mean? I want to hear y'all opinion on the Amanda Serrano fight. The chat going crazy. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, good. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, sir. What you got?
Yeah, I was sitting there listening to you, and you're right, because Amanda found a way to win.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's a big deal, Hood. You know, when you're dealing with what she was dealing with, like you said, the headbutt and coming in, throwing elbows and wrapping her arms around the back of her head. But still, like you said, she kept her composure, and she did like all champions do. Found a way to win.
Yep, she did. I was watching that because I was watching her body language early. I was like, damn, Serrano looking a bit deflated. But you saw she just, when she go back to the corner, her team did a good job not letting her become discouraged. And then you saw she started a few more combinations, but the championship rounds, she figured something out going to the body. And that's when you saw the fight change big time. But I just think early, Mansour was strong, man, and she had that energy, man. It was hard for Serrano to get out of her body early because Mansour was clipping her. But once they got into them like that round, I think it was like 9, then all of a sudden you saw the fight started changing. So I understand how the judges scored it for Serrano, but I also understand how some people feel like Mansour deserved to win. But at the same time, Mansour fought dirty, man. She was fighting dirty, real dirty.
Yeah, she did. Because I gave Amanda 2 of those early rounds, and then like come back again like about the 8th round. Amanda had figured some things out. And at one time she almost stopped her to the body.
Yeah, she folded her over. She hit him.
She folded her over.
Yeah, she folded her over.
If she had a little more time, she might have took her out then. Didn't have enough time, you know. But it's like, come on, man. It's like that woman. That woman had 50 fights and been, I think, undisputed or what's the other one where they had 3 belts? They call that
unified.
Unified. Yeah. I mean, that woman tough, man. I don't care what nobody says. Amanda ain't no punk. But that Katie Taylor fight, man, they let Katie Taylor, man, just headbutt that woman. After the second round, the rest of the fight, they just let that woman just headbutt the heck out of her, man. And that big old cut she had on her eye, I'm like, man, and the ref didn't take no points. He didn't do nothing good. Yeah,
that was nasty what Katie Taylor did to Serrano in that second fight. That was because she was getting hurt. She was getting hurt. And then all of a sudden, she started to get her head involved in the fight. And that's how I knew she was desperate. And she kept headbutting her over and over and over.
I couldn't believe that. He just didn't do nothing. I was like, who getting paid the most, the ref or the fighter?
Yeah, for real.
I was like, who making the millions here?
Yeah, corruption exists.
Now that fight with back on Claressa. As far as I'm concerned, after the fight with
K. Scott.
No, that battle they had when she went overseas there.
Savannah Marshall.
Yeah, now after that, seemed like after that fight, Claressa started choosing easy opponents for her.
Think so?
She did not get back in there with any opponent that was close to Savannah Marshall. Even what's her name, Sean? She was easy. She was an easy fight. She was out of shape and all that. So that was a weak win too, as far as I'm concerned. And she couldn't even knock that girl out. She should have been able to knock Crisean out, man. Overweight as she was, not overweight, but she wasn't in good shape. And I'm like, then I started noticing, like that Savannah Marshall fight, she like, shoot, wait a minute, my zero is threatened right here. I may not want to take no more fights like Savannah Marshall. That's what I noticed.
Well, I think with the Savannah Marshall fight, Claressa and Savannah both felt like their backs were in the corner because the rivalry went back to the Olympics where Savannah got a win over Claressa. I'm not going to say it was questionable. The bottom line, she got a win. And I think both of them, it's like they refused, like neither one of them wanted to lose that fight. That's why I think they elevated each other, you know what I'm saying? And that fight, this is before all the Claressa Shields drama. This is when people still had a lot of respect and admiration for Claressa, you know?
Right.
But for her, that was a real competitive fight. That was a great fight. That has nothing to do with women's boxing, men's boxing. I'm just talking boxing. Those two women went at it, you know what I'm saying? So they get all the respect. But after that, she started going up in weight. But she even said, this is what she said, so these aren't my words. She said that she knew she could go up in weight. And the women who were champions, one, she couldn't get the fights at the lower weight classes, but she knew she could beat those women moving up. So she moved up, and she did exactly what she knew she could do. She even said that, hey, I know that I didn't really have to go on my bag to beat these women. I can just basically street fight them. And that's why I think she got away from showing that skill that she showed when she first turned pro and the skill we saw in the Savannah Marshall fight. She still shows it, but she doesn't have to really do all of that. And against K. Scott, Claressa decided to be a power puncher in that fight. Everything she was throwing was to hurt K. Scott, you know? She was, normally she's boxing a bunch of combinations, 7, 8, 9 punches, more that shoe shine kind of shit. She wasn't doing that with K. Scott. She was sitting on them punches. Punches. And unfortunately,
she knows she could. She knows she could. Kay didn't have no movement, man.
Right. Now, K. Scott, man, she was there stiff as a mannequin, chin straight up in the air. It was unfortunate for her. But I think K. Scott thought she could hurt Claressa, man. She had too many unnecessary exchanges. And that's ultimately was a downfall. She chose to stand in front of Claressa. Hey, I don't know what that noise is over there. You got some loud noise. I don't know, like a scraping sound or something, man.
Maybe my connection.
Okay, but I thought if she was gonna box more, use that long jab, move around, force Claressa to chase her, where Claressa used up valuable energy, and then that would have maybe tired Claressa out since she was coming down damn near 40 pounds. But K. Scott didn't do that. She stayed right there where Claressa could land. And once Claressa started getting closer and zeroing in, we saw what happened. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, K. Scott is no Manzor. Not at all. And I'm not trying to diss K. Scott. I thought she would have had a chance to make it interesting if Claressa got tired, but Claressa didn't. She ain't really looked that tired. K. Scott looked more fatigued than Claressa by the time. I'm just being real.
And she showed Claressa too much. What's her name, man? If she'd have came in kind of bullying a little bit and stuff and trying to push Claressa, to certain limits, that my fight might have been different. But she just gave her too much respect, man. And then she was making mistakes with giving her that respect and then Claressa just took advantage of it. But now, the thing I heard you was talking about when you showed that picture of them gloves, bro.
Right.
Them gloves, man. Look, this is my opinion, but any person could see that something was up with that because them them prints and stuff and knuckle prints, man. Come on, man. That's something's going on with them gloves, bro.
All I'll say is it's suspicious. I mean, it looks suspicious, but you know, it's as of everything that we know right now, everything's legal and shit. But I mean, I'm looking at the glove and them gloves look funky to me. You know, you could. That's why I said, is that the lighting? But it looked like you could see the fingers. You know, through there. You know what I'm saying? They just didn't look like. And I know when you boxing and you get brand new gloves before the fight, and there wasn't like a whole lot of leather was flying, so they shouldn't have been damaged to that point. And I have gloves in here from 2008, man, that I used to wear sparring and hitting the bag sparring when I was in Korea for 2 years. I still got them, man. And they're a little bit of paint and whatever, the plastic is coming off, but they're not in that. They don't have that kind of damage to them. So it make me wonder, because I know what gloves supposed to look like. I'm sure I ain't the only one. That's why I noticed it. I just happened to notice it and did a couple YouTube shorts. I wasn't thinking nothing about it. I was just like, hey, somebody let me know what's going on here. I ain't trying to say there's nothing foul going on, but hey, is that normal to keep gloves on? I didn't even notice the gloves looked funky until we were on a live and I was looking at the images. I was like, oh, that shit something look wrong here. But
that one brother that kind of exposed that. I was on the live with you. I just didn't chime in, but that brother, when he told you take another look, and then when you did, brought it up close. Man, come on, Hood. It was like because the way they played it off and up under the table and all that, and she didn't click her glove. I truly believe if she'd have took them gloves off right away, she would have got exposed with something there. Oh, that's why she didn't take them off right away, and they didn't do nothing to make her take them off right away. So she had time, like you were saying, another person was saying, she had time to expose them gloves, bro.
Right.
She had time, Hood. I mean, plain to see. Hey, nobody looked at them right after she didn't take them off. That's crazy. All that's crazy stuff, man.
No, it is. This week I'm gonna send a couple letters out and emails to different people, not asking about what happened with Claressa and K. Scott. I mean, the Georgia Athletic and Entertainment Commission, they already said ain't nothing for them to look into. Basically, y'all wasting your time. But I do think there needs to be some kind of standard. I know I'm used to there always, if there's a set of instructions, you have the parent document that governs everyone else. But at the lower levels, they can make it more stringent. So if I tell you, you need to run 2 miles every day, and then at your level, someone says, okay, at a minimum, they're saying you need to do 2. You need to run 5. You see, they made it more stringent. But for these guys that put it down at the local level, and they go and kind of soften things up and say, now we'll check you pre-fight, but we won't check the gloves post-fight. To me, the most
in Atlanta, that's what Atlanta. I remember you saying that's what the commission in Atlanta, they didn't do that.
Yeah, because
you didn't have to take them off after the fight.
You don't. I read through their regulations, and I did a lot of reading, man, and I was like, this is stupid. Why do some states you're allowed to? And I think we just get accustomed to watching boxing and seeing fighters as soon as the fight's over, whether it's required or not. First thing they do is they kick them gloves off. Most people, when they come home, what you do when most people come home? They kick off their shoes. They take off whatever, their jacket. Who come home, you got a book bag on your back and you keep it on all for the next 3 hours? No, you start shedding shit. You know what I mean? Like a snake with a skin. You shed that and you get comfortable. She didn't shed those gloves, man, or them wraps and get comfortable. That's why it just looks very suspicious, but it doesn't look like, again, it ain't nothing proving that it was foul play. That's why people are talking.
That's why they got rid of him. She didn't have to.
Yeah. Trust me, if that would have been Serrano, at the end of the fight, and she had her gloves on to the locker room, to the opponent's locker room, to the post-fight press conference, Claressa would have been raising holy hell. You know what I'm saying? And everyone out there who's a Claressa supporter would have been making noise. And to be honest with you, I would like to hear Claressa address it, to be honest with you, and just say, hey, look, y'all getting it all wrong. Y'all looking too deep into it. And just kill the noise, because right now we all just still, I would like to know. She ain't really said nothing about it, but I would like to know. You know, I'm not saying she did nothing crazy. I'm just saying they look funky. Clear it up. That's all.
I can hear back in when I can hear it now. Man, Hood, please. You know what I'm saying? I ain't take my gloves off, man. Yeah. But what Serrano do? She took her gloves off in the ring right after the fight.
Everybody does. K. Scott had his off. Everybody does.
Everybody does. One other thing about Serrano, that's why she a true champion. Like I said, you know, she found a way to win. And that brought me back to the Donnie Lalonde and Sugar Ray Leonard fight. When Donnie Lalonde was putting it on Sugar Ray.
Yeah, he was whipping his ass, and Leonard caught him.
What Sugar Ray do in that, what was it, that ninth round, Sugar started catching him and hitting him with that jab really strong.
Mm-hmm.
And then that 11th round or whatever it was, man, Sugar Ray put the bings on that boy for real. That was a wrap.
Yeah, he knocked him out, man.
He found a way to win. That's what champions do. Find a way to win.
Right. I agree with you.
After he knocked Sugar down, he come back and found a way to win.
Right. What you think about Rolly and Tio this past weekend?
I didn't even watch it. I'm gonna watch it after I get done talking to you because I think it should be on YouTube.
Oh yeah, I think they got it posted. Yeah, they got it posted already.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at it. I don't know. I heard Roach talking about, you know, Tio came back or something. Rolly was getting him at the beginning or something, but I ain't looked at it good yet. Right.
All right, man. Well, check it out, man. Because we're gonna talk about it more tomorrow. I want to keep talking about this because Rolly's an interesting dude, man. But it just the whole fight card this weekend, Amanda and Rolly, it just was weird to me. Everything was just weird to me. What took place. Even going back to Clarissa's fight, Serrano's fight, Rolly's fight. There's just a conversation attached to all three of those fights, and I want to keep the conversation going. But I appreciate you calling in, man.
Yes, sir. You have a good day now.
All right, you too. All right, yeah. Okay, I saw somebody call. You know, I will give you a call back. It's Sunday. I ain't got time to play around here today. Let me go ahead and call you back. Remember, man, y'all call in. I'll call you back. But I want to talk about that Rolly Tio fight too, man.
What's up, Hood?
What's up with you?
Hey, nothing much. Thanks for taking my call. This is Truth Jones, but I just got a couple of things that I wanted to say really quickly. As far as the commission, we know that they said it's nothing to investigate, which is cool. But me being in corporate, a lot of times when there is an investigation, you're not allowed to speak on there's an investigation. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, so I know. I've been part of investigations. So.
Oh yeah. So somebody will say, "Oh, we investigate." A lot of stuff is not public knowledge, and depending on the company, even after it's finished, it could be sealed to the public. So I just want people to understand that. And even though this young lady, whatever I call it Claire Bear, but y'all know this is me. I will say this. She's being punished by being blackballed. They're squeezing her out. So when that young lady said, "I'm not interested in fighting," all of the things that you're seeing popping up, Tam is going to fight. No. They inadvertently said they're not lifting that ban. So Claire Bear's going to be stuck to fighting co-workers we have never heard of. She got this win technically from what we see in the public, right? But those who are boxing heads, we know what's going on, right? She's got to fulfill this contract. It is what it is. But I will say, everybody just needs to sit back and watch because it's always, like you say, a calm before the storm. That's all I have for y'all. Thank you for taking my call. I got to go. I'm washing my car.
All right, you take care. All right, bye. You know, I do believe there's something going on there. Let me post this question in the chat real quick. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there was something going on where there's a conversation that's being had just about the fight with Claressa, you know. Just like I believe there may be some conversations, they're being had by the fans, but there may be something behind the scenes going on just about the decision there with Serrano too. Let me call this person back. But we're going to find out what's really going on. Let me call this person real quick. When it comes to Big GWOAT, if she's being blackballed and stuff.
Yeah, hello?
Hey, Hood Champion, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on, man? I tuned into the live, man. I watched that Amanda Serrano fight. I know this not going to be a popular opinion, but I honestly thought she lost that fight. Like, first 8 rounds, I had it like 6-2.
I had it 7. I had it 7. I had it 7-1 or 6-2 for Mansour.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So I had it 6-2, and I think Amanda won them last 4 rounds. So I seen it. It's either a draw or Mansour won. So I really thought Amanda Serrano lost that fight. Right. I think
She is 55 fights deep in her career. Father Time is catching up with her a little bit. But I don't think she respected Mansour either. They didn't bring her in. Like, I know everybody's saying she's a young lion, this and that, but they didn't bring her in to be a young lion. They brought her in to get knocked out. You know what I mean? Yeah. Ain't nobody respect Mansour all week. It was all about Amanda Serrano getting a knockout record. And Mansour said, hey, I'm not here to get knocked out. I'm here to fight. Right. And I was surprised because I looked at her box record. Majority of her fights, like, she was on a 7-fight win streak before fighting Amanda Serrano. I think 5 out of the 7 fighters had like a losing record. Some was like 1-7, 0-16, you know. So they thought they had an easy fight. They thought they were just going to line her up to knock her out. But Mansour wasn't going for that. You know, she came in, she came prepared, ready to fight. She was leading with her head and elbows and all of that. So that played a part too. But I think the wear and tear starting to catch up with her. Them Katie Taylor fights really put a lot of damage on her with the 50 other plus fights, you know. So I don't think she won that fight, but hey, like you said, maybe it's them giving it back for one of the Katie Taylor fights. I don't know. But and I don't get into it online with all the Claressa fans or haters or whatever. Yeah. But I kind of understand where they're coming from a little bit, you know, because Claressa does bring some of it on herself. She want to be in the drama. She want to be a baddie and all of this type of stuff. But I feel like every move Claressa make, it's alive or it's something about it. Like when the 500K thing came out, everybody made a video. Only 500K, blah, 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 blah. But when they seen that Amanda Serrano 300K, I don't see no video. I don't see no lives, you know. So I get it, but is it really worth going back and forth for people online? I mean, Claressa get the views, so people gonna make videos about it. Yep. Ain't nobody gonna care about making an Amanda Serrano video where she only made 300K, even if Claressa made 500. I think they both made more than that. But that's what they reported to the commissions, you know what I mean? But nobody cares about what Amanda Serrano's making. Everybody cares about Claressa because she gonna make it a big deal. She gonna talk about it. She gonna this, she gonna that.
That's exactly right. Claressa brings attention on herself. And the reason I knew people were gonna look it up because she was just on Cam Newton talking about the most she made was 3-point-something million in a fight. And that had everybody head spinning like, you made 3 point what? Now, I'm not a guy to go look things up. I'm too busy and I'm not interested in looking up nothing. But I already knew people were going to do it, man. And they knew that they were going to have that information was public information. And they did. Now with Serrano, I saw somebody posted, oh, she only made $300,000. Oh, that was a guarantee. But we know there's back end money and we know she's making at least $1 million a fight. But people don't talk about it because they don't dislike her. Everyone dislikes Claressa, and like you said, there's some money there. So content creators, there's people out here, man, they won't talk about anything else. You see, like we having a live. We're going to talk about Rolly, we're talking about Amanda. They won't talk about nothing but just Claressa, and that's up to them. But it's because she put so much stuff out there in the world, man. And
that's where the money is. People love watching videos. Like I said, she do bring some of the attention on herself. Like she wanted the whole tattoo. She wanted the Zeus network. She wanted to be with the baddie. So they make money. If it's working for them, why not? If Claressa see his sneeze wrong, they're gonna make a video and they're gonna get views. So hey, like you said, they're all about making that money. So I can't even blame them. That's why I don't go back and forth with people. But I can understand, like, I'm not a super fan of nobody. I'm not finna argue with nobody in the comments and all this. But I understand where they're coming from, too. Like, nobody cares what Amanda Serrano do because Amanda Serrano don't bring attention on herself. And she don't. If somebody made a video, I see you made a short about it. But if somebody made a live like this about Amanda Serrano 300K, it ain't gonna get no views. I ain't gonna make no money. So they're like, why would I do it? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Everybody out here just hustling, man. That's all they doing. They hustling, man.
Yeah.
And most of these cats.
I honestly think she lost the fight. And I understand she's a young fighter, but I don't. That's what everybody's talking about now. But I don't think she was brought in to be a challenge for a man. She was brought in to get knocked out, but she ain't go with the protocol. She said, "I'm not here to get knocked out. I'm here to win." You know what I mean? Even with all the leading with the head, elbows, and everything else. She was trying to win that fight. She wasn't coming in trying to help Amanda Serrano's legacy. You know what I mean? But I'm not on the hate train with either one of them. You know, Amanda Serrano, she's one of the greatest of all time. She's gonna be in the Hall of Fame. She's shooting. I think Claressa Shields is already in the Hall of Fame, like as an active fighter, which is crazy. But
for Michigan, the state of Michigan, or for Flint, or for Michigan, either the city or for the state, she's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. But you know, I think she should. I thought she should hang it up, but maybe if she can get one more fight, they can line her up with somebody because they want her to get that knockout record. You know, line her up with somebody, you know, that's around her age, 35, 36, 37. Don't give them like somebody a record like 10-5, something like that. Somewhere she can get the stop and break the record, and I think she should ride off into the sunset, man. Like she put in the work. She's a Hall of Famer, 7 division, you know, all of that. So I think I thought she should hang it up after this one, but I think she got one or two more fights left on her deal, and I know she wants that knockout record. So hey, give her one more, but give her somebody that's easier to get knocked out. Right. Somebody around her age, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you, man. But all right, I appreciate you calling in.
All right, you have a good one.
All right, you too, man. All right, bye. Yeah, I think Serrano, I would like to see her get the record, but also feel like, you know, maybe she should just leave it alone because I don't want to see her get hurt, knocked out.
Hello?
Hey, how you doing as Hood Champion?
Hey, Ed.
What's up with you?
I was asking, okay, so the Rolly fight. Okay, so I seen Timo get the body shots. That's like, even though Rolly was like, he never hit me. No, he definitely gave you body shots, but do you think he did enough to win?
Who did enough to win?
Do you think Tio did enough to win?
I'll say this. Rolly lost his right to complain because he stopped throwing punches. And I need to rewatch the fight because I'm seeing Tio kind of shoe shining and chicken pecking and coochie cooing and shit. But it didn't look like he was landing nothing significant. Rolly was, you know, he kind of in that shoulder roll defense. But after about round 5 or 6, Rolly just went. He just kept throwing the left. He wouldn't throw his right hand. I think he was protecting his ribs. But I'm gonna rewatch it to see what happened because every time he let his hands go, every time Rolly hit Tio, he hurt him, badly hurt him. You know,
no, he did.
Well, I don't know why he didn't get on the front foot, man, and go at him. I don't understand. Something happened in the fight, but he lost his right to complain. Tio didn't do anything spectacular to deserve a title. Rolly basically gave it to him, in my opinion, by his inactivity.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know because I was confused. You know, I'm very much a boxing fan. I watch them all, the Claressas, the guys. I've watched the guys for years, but from my standpoint, when I watched the game, I seen he was getting to that right side a lot. Tio was getting to Rolly's right side, but I've never seen any punches that really were significant, like that would really hurt him.
Nothing. Even when he threw that Superman punch, Rolly rolled with it. So he was taking it.
He kept rolling with it. I said that. Yeah. I said he kept doing the Mayweather. He kept rolling on it, right?
But I'm talking when I say he rolled with it, like Tio landed on his face, but he just turned with it. He rolled with the punch to take the impact off it. He absorbed the impact. So the punch didn't have the effect that it could have had. So Rolly was doing.
I feel like the damage that he did I feel like the damage that Rolly did in the first, end of the fight, the first 5, rounds, he was hitting headshots and he was consistent. He was slow with it. He was moving his feet. Like it looked brilliant. I'm not gonna lie. I was very entertained. It looked brilliant. I just didn't see a lot from Tio, not enough for him to win. I didn't.
Yeah, Tio won't go far at 147. His arms are too short. He's too small. He mentally he seems to be checked out. And he was in a fight with one of his friends who they call each other brothers. It looked like a glorified sparring session with Rolly, who's very physical.
It looked like a sparring session.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rolly chose not to hurt Tio for some reason. Even in the clinches, Rolly's always pushing his forearm in people's necks, his elbows. Right. He's a physical. No, he's an animal in there. And for some reason, he wasn't trying to hurt Tio. And,
no, he was not as physical as we know Rolly today.
Rolly will throw somebody across the ring. You know what I mean? He push him out the ropes.
Unorthodox as he is, he's very unorthodox to me, right? But there is a style that he has that works for him. And he's very aggressive. And so I see him kind of like, he slowed that fight down because that's not what we're used to.
But and I'm just trying to figure out still and yet and all that. Like, how did Phil get the win?
Because he swept those championship rounds, man. He swept the championship round. Matter of fact, he swept like the last 6 rounds. 5 or 6 rounds. He swept them. He wasn't throwing. It was easy to win. All he had to do was just let his hands go, even if he was missing. He just looked busy. Judges are watching. You got one guy. It's like Adrian Broner. The man at one point stopped letting his hands go in fights. He lost fights, not because those guys were better. He just didn't let his hands go. Good example when he fought Sean Porter. Once Adrian finally let his hands go, and Sean Porter's a beast. But it wasn't until the last round he let his hands go and he dropped him. And then Porter got up. But I mean,
no, and I seen that.
You got to let your hands go.
And listen, to me, when I looked at it, like I watched the fight twice because I was like, no way that he won. Listen, and so, like you said, in those last quarters, those last rounds, he did not let his hands go, and I was confused. And when you asked me in the chat, was he hurt? Like, I almost thought he was hurt, even though I didn't see it. If it makes any sense, because he stopped throwing his hands.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I got to rewatch it to see, because I noticed he stopped letting his hands go, and I couldn't understand why he stopped letting his hands go.
Okay. Well, when you watch it, let me know. I'm sorry. Love y'all, chat. Okay, I just wanted to know what his opinion was, because I was thrown by the decision. Okay.
Okay, we'll talk to you.
Okay, love you to death. Let me know, for real. Yeah. I watched it many times. I'm going to watch it again, too. Okay?
All right, no problem.
Okay. Right. Love you.
Okay, thank you. All right, bye. Yeah, so let me get to this one here, 239. I'll call you back. But yeah, with Claressa, let's see if she fight a young bull next. With Serrano, let's see if she's gonna go out there and try to.
Hello.
Hey, Hood Champion, how you doing?
How you doing? Yeah, I wanted to talk about. I looked at another fight with Amanda Serrano and Erica Cruz. I think that was like Amanda's 40-something, like 43rd fight or something. So, but Amanda seems like she is always, for the most part, have had tough matches. I don't think her team really cherry-picked. Now, that Amanda Serrano with Erica Cruz, that was a good fight. I don't know if you remember that one. That was her 43rd fight. This last one was her 54th fight.
Right.
But what I'm noticing is that Amanda Serrano has tough fights. She had Katie Taylor. She had this Mansour. She had Erica Cruz, among the other ones. She seems like she's always, for the most part, have had tough fights. She's not getting the easiest one that I've so far seen with Amanda was the last one when she had that last knockout.
Yeah, she clipped the girl in the last fight.
Yeah, that looked like she didn't give Amanda any competition at all. But that young lady looked like she still can do better than Kate Scott. I'm not sure. Now, the way that Mansour was giving Amanda the business, like you said earlier, she was fighting real dirty, and that's what Katie Taylor was doing. But listen, what's her name? Kate Scott had some good moments with Claressa. Kate Scott should have had any good moments with Claressa. You see what I'm saying? For Claressa to turn around and criticize Amanda's fighting when Amanda was up against somebody who was way tougher than Kate Scott.
Oh yeah. Look, no.
Every shouldn't have got hit. And I'm not saying that Kate Scott can't fight at all.
Listen.
My point is that if Claressa's going to sit there and criticize Amanda because she was up against, like I say, Amanda fights people who's close to matching her skills.
Listen. Anybody who thinks that K. Scott and Mansour had the same drive, same talent level, brought the same threat to the ring, that's bullcrap, man. That's bullcrap. Like, y'all need to stop.
You let a Mansour come up to 160 and fight Claressa, and how would that fight go? And I promise you, I don't mean to be, I hope it's not racist what I'm saying. It's a compliment, but I hope it's not racist. Claressa might need to fight some more Mexicans, because I'm just saying, this Erica Cruz lady that I see that Amanda Serrano tends to fight a lot of them. Cruz, and I'm not sure what Mansour is. Mansour is from Argentina, but I'm just saying, a lot of them they
Well, it's just the style of fighting. You know what I mean?
It's their style of fighting, but they don't like they're aggressive.
Yeah, that's pressure.
Most of
It's
these ladies,
pressure.
when I see them fighting, Amanda, just when I see them fighting, period, they are extremely aggressive.
It's that pressure style of fighting, man. You know, that's what a lot of the I ain't gonna say all, but a lot of the Hispanic fighters, they bring that pressure style. They're gonna maul you. They're gonna fight you on the inside, bang you, make you uncomfortable. And you saw that last night. Manzur was trapping Amanda Serrano on the ropes and hitting her cleanly. Hold on. And she was hitting her cleanly with right hands. But when Serrano got the distance, because her style is more being a boxer, you saw Serrano was able to touch her up, man. But yeah, that's just the reality. Claressa would have fight. Let's say Claressa would have fought if Kay Scott had the talent level of Manzur, right? And Claressa would have fought. The difference is Claressa is still able to pull the trigger. She's still able to move around. She still can move her head. She can still get out the way. And that's because Claressa is 31 years old. She doesn't have the wear and tear. Amanda Serrano, look, and I'm not making excuses for no one. I'm just telling you, Serrano has a lot more wear and tear. And she's been she's battle tested, but she's old. She's older now, and Father Time is undefeated. And it showed up. I'm out there doing push-ups. I'm out there working out with my 8-year-old. He boxes, right? They had to do 150 push-ups on Friday and 200 sit-ups, right? So we're doing 150 push-ups, but we're breaking it up in like sets of 15 or whatever. But there was a time I used to do 130 push-ups in 60 seconds. And that ain't no exaggeration. So what I'm telling you, at 51, I'm not that beast I was when I was 20, 21, 23. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm telling you is the truth, man. I used to run 1.5 miles, 7 minutes and 13 seconds. You know what I mean? So when I watch Serrano, I don't expect her to perform like she did when she was in her 20s, even from 2 years ago. She's older now, man. And I personally think you'll feed her somebody where she can break Christy Martin's record, and she should retire because I thought she was gonna get knocked out in that fight early in the fight, and I don't want to see that happen. You know, Floyd. Look, these are women. The men tell you, I'm not gonna let the sport of boxing retire me. Floyd Mayweather bounced. Terrence Crawford bounced. Don't get me wrong, they did the business, but they knew, all right, enough is enough. For Serrano, I think she needs to say, yo, enough is enough. She is a legend. 7 weight divisions, man. She barely had any training when she turned pro. She fought MMA and everything. There's nothing that woman hasn't done, man. She just go ahead, break the record, and bounce. Be up out of here. She okay. She don't need to keep doing this shit.
Yeah, and I feel like Amanda was kind of able to come back in rounds 8 through 12 because I saw rounds 8 through 12 where Amanda was dominating the rounds. I really get the feeling that this young lady was starting to get tired after all that aggressiveness. Rounds 8 through 12, maybe she just started to run out of gas.
Who ran out of gas? Manzur? Well, no, she got hit with that damn Amanda hit to that body. And let me tell you, your body shot, sometimes you don't recover. That's slowed Manzur. I'm telling you, because I got hit with him. You know what I mean? That shit has a delayed effect sometimes, and I think the body shot, Amanda needed that. And that slowed Manzur down, that Amanda was able to get to work. Plus, I think
that's what I was saying. I said it looked like she ran out of gas, and you saw the body shot, and you said that she slowed down. So either way, she slowed down because I just didn't know whether she ran out of gas or not. So you caught the body shot.
Yeah, but also Amanda was able to put her on the back foot. Manzur, she cannot fight on the back foot. So Serrano finally started pushing her back. But when Manzur's coming forward, that's where she's the most dangerous. And that's why most of the fight she was on the front foot. But when Serrano finally was able to push her back, you saw Serrano started having a lot of success. But that didn't happen till late in the fight.
But see, people keep saying that it's hard to find Claressa fights. I disagree. Now, I'm not saying that you ever said that. I'm saying I hear especially other men say that it's just hard. Claressa is so good that it's hard to find her other fights that can come close to her skill level. I just disagree with that. I feel like she's not taking the fights that Amanda Serrano has taken. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you ever look at the Erica Cruz fight, or just Katie Taylor. Just imagine Claressa fighting Katie Taylor that matches her weight.
Right.
Imagine Claressa fighting Erica Cruz. If you look at that fight was bloody. I mean,
I saw it. But let me ask you something. Let me ask you something, right? Okay. So where is the Erica Cruz at Claressa's weight division? Up at heavy from 160, 168, 175.
See, that's what I'm saying. I don't know, but can they not find them? Because where is Amanda getting these fights from?
Because they have threats in the lower weight division. Amanda Serrano down there
under 175, most likely not. But why didn't she fight that Russian though? What happened with that Russian woman? Was it Russian or German?
Oh,
what
the German.
Happened to her?
I don't know. They never said anything about it. That was just me sitting here looking at what was available. Because the funny thing is that German was showing that she had a fight locked in. So I just made an assumption Claressa was going to go to Germany and get some money. Then all of a sudden, because that's the time when Claressa wasn't announcing the fight. So I think negotiations fell through. Then all of a sudden, Claressa makes an announcement. So, and then the fight where they had a placeholder there, the date for Sarah Surich is a German, that just went away. So I'm like, well, something happened, but they haven't said it. I think I'm going to ask the question. I'm going to just hit up Claressa and I'm just say, yo, well, you're going to fight this German and see what she says. She may or may not respond, or she may go live. And she has a way where if I hit her up, she may not respond to me because, you know, so many people harass her. She may think I'm going to take it to make a YouTube short. No, but do a live and talk about it, you know, and just say, no, there was never no negotiations with this woman, you know. But I'm curious. But I think right now, Claressa does have a Manzer equivalent at 160. She got the chance. But MVP is not going to let her fight any of those women. Chantel Cameron, Tam Tebow, them women can fight, man. But Claressa ain't going to get there. She's not going to get there.
Now, somebody made a point to talk about a lot of Claressa's last fights were in Michigan, other than this Atlanta. A lot of them were with Toledo promotions. So can she not get other women with different promotions besides MVP, or does MVP just have all the girls? Because like I said, before Amanda was with MVP, Amanda fought a lot of women. I know Amanda is small, so she can get a lot more competition at her size. And I guess because Claressa wanted to stay heavyweight, maybe it was just hard for her to fight. And I think if Claressa just does not want to stay at a certain weight where she can get competition, she probably just needs to retire. Because she's not going to get fights. Layla Ali already told her that.
Oh, you're talking about, I think Claressa going to have a tough time getting fights.
Amanda, like I said, Amanda Serrano's fights does not compare to the fights that Claressa's had. Does not compare to the amount of competition that Amanda Serrano has had. So Claressa is always looking really good in her fights. The only fight that I saw where Claressa was given a challenge was what's her name? Savannah Marshall. The guy said that already. I was thinking that, and I heard a guy say that when he called in. Savannah Marshall. I feel like Lauren Price would give her more of a competition than Kay Scott. But like I say, if Claressa does not want to come down in weight where she can get the competition that Amanda Serrano is getting, she doesn't have room to talk about Amanda Serrano. Amanda Serrano is getting the fights that give her a challenge. And to me, Claressa's not getting the fights that give her a challenge because she want to stay at this 175, right? And so, like, she has no room to talk about anybody else. She's not fighting, even with Alicia Baumgartner, with Michaela Mayer. Like, she's not getting those kind of fights to give her a challenge like that. I do believe it's women that can challenge Claressa. If Claressa was to fight Erica Cruz, even at 154 and 160, that would show what Claressa, and Claressa just might win, but that's going to really challenge her. And from what I've seen with this fight with her and Kay Scott had a couple of good moments with Claressa, and I feel like Kay Scott shouldn't have had those moments with Claressa.
Well, go ahead, finish. I'll chime in after you do.
Imagine a Manzura at 160 or Erica Cruz at 160. If Kay Scott was going to have those good moments with Claressa, what would Erica Cruz at 160? What would she have done to Claressa?
Right. Well, this is the thing. I said it the other day, but I'm gonna do a video about it. But I know people be. I'm not even gonna say this because it doesn't matter. But Claressa's slipping, man. And you know why? Yeah. Claressa she's been fighting over 10 years as a pro. She ain't no spring chicken no more. She out here with the man, please. You know what I'm saying? She out here trying to be a girlfriend, a wife, have a child. She trying to stream. She trying. Let me finish. You be finishing my sentence. I'm gonna jump through this phone and you and I go round and round and shit. She's coming down now. She already was in her peak. She was in her prime, and I think she's on the decline now. That's why K. Scott, like you keep saying, was able to have some moments. Because K. Scott, that's why K. Scott held her ground. Because she like, I'm landing this left hook. I'm landing shots. So she felt if she stood there in exchange that she can land something. But Claressa, speed kills. And it almost killed K. Scott in that ring. But in Claressa's next fight, if she keeps being distracted with social media and trying to be this viral sensation, and depending on who she gets, which I think she's going to have a tough time getting a fight with someone that fans are going to be happy about, she's going to be in trouble, man, because she is on the decline, and I saw it in the K. Scott fight. K. Scott was way too slow to be landing on Claressa. But at the same time, Claressa had to accept certain risks to land her shots because K. Scott had a longer reach. So maybe that's why K. Scott was able to land, because Claressa said, look, for me to land with my short arms, I got to get in the danger zone and accept the risk and take a few to get mine off. And it paid off big time.
And you know, I want to talk about DAZN because I left a text about how DAZN embarrassed her with this Rolando Romero. But one more thing, hello?
Yeah, I'm right here.
I want to make sure I hang up on you because my phone act crazy. Also, I do remember Claressa did predict the 6th round, and then she changed to 5. So maybe she could have allowed K. Scott to do a little bit because she predicted the 6th round.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
right.
if she predicted the 6th round, she's going to have to allow K. Scott to do something.
Right.
But DAZN. Now I don't know. I believe you were watching it live, and so it was with the other. It wasn't with the co-main. I don't think it was the main co-main events or whatever. But on DAZN, I was looking at the app, and they played this clip with Claressa Shields talking about when she had those 2 ponytails, you know, talking about how she would beat Rolando Romero in a fight. You know, she just feel like he's not that great of a boxer or whatever. And Rolando Romero came on and said, oh, she's just in love with me. She's just in love with me. You know, here's what I want to say. I feel like the whole thing, people are just humiliating Claressa. Why would they play that? I mean, I feel like they played that for comedy.
Well, this is the thing. Claressa equals clicks. I never seen DAZN show so many damn videos and clips of Claressa Shields. She had nothing to do with that fight last night. Nothing.
Right.
So they're clowning her, but they're also using her for clicks. They're not her friends. Them people are her friends. But I tell you what, they have come out here, man, and have posted different things, you know, about Claressa in a positive way. So it makes me wonder how the hell, what's going on over there? Like something fishy, man. I don't know what connection she has with DAZN, or I don't know what's going on, but there are some people who are definitely Team GWOAT, and it's starting to show. It's starting to show. There's some people out here, man, who are pulling for her in some high places, man, and who knows what's going on behind the scenes and what they know we don't know. But I'm just sitting back observing. And, you know, I'm like, oh, I see the movements going on. I see it. I'm like, oh, there's something going on behind the scenes. There's something going on.
Claressa, I mean, nobody believes that Claressa's going to beat Rolando Romero. If Rolando Romero punched her with that, the way what's that jab, that left jab that he punches other men with, that knocks them out? If he was to ever punch Claressa with that, she would go straight to sleep.
Yeah. If he hit Claressa,
she'll go straight to sleep. And I believe she knows that. I believe Rolando Romero is right. But it's not even the fact that, you know, she might have some kind of feelings for him. It's not even that. It's just that what I saw is still making a fool of her.
Well, I mean, I saw it. You know, y'all ladies see things differently than me, man. I didn't think none of it. I don't. Like,
I saw them embarrassing her because first of all, why would they play her saying that she gonna beat a man?
Yeah, well, I mean, we know
be a man, but not Rolando Romero.
Well, she can probably if he just boxing, she probably will have some success and land some shots and have some oohs and ahs because she can box and she's got speed. But as soon as somebody time her, and she'll get tranquilized, you know, and it'll be very nasty. So she can just talk her talk because she likes to click some dudes. But she ain't messing with all these dudes at all.
Yeah, that's what I saw. I saw them because the way the people are looking like, come on, nobody believes that she's going to beat Rolando Romero. Why would they even play that clip? Why would anybody take that seriously? That she would beat Rolando. She can outbox him.
Nobody thinks it. Nobody. Most of 98% of people don't believe that crap.
No, nobody believed it, and they played it anyway, which lets me know that they just want to make a fool out of her. They're like, they really embarrassing her. They're laughing at her the way that everybody else is laughing at her.
Right. Maybe they are. I don't know. But
that's all. But yeah, that's all I got to say though. Just the whole Amanda Serrano. I think she needed more rest, but like I said, the Amanda Serrano that I saw that was fighting Erica Cruz was not the one that I saw fighting Mansour. But Erica Cruz wasn't as dirty as Mansour was. See, Katie Taylor she was dirty like Katie Taylor.
Yeah.
And I felt like, you're right, I felt like Amanda Serrano won the second bout with her and Katie Taylor. I felt like Amanda did enough to win that, you know. But anyway, it's politics. But yeah, that's all I want to talk about.
All right. Well, I appreciate you calling in. You have a good Sunday, okay?
All right, you too.
All right, bye. Let me ask y'all a question. The phone line is open, 929-839-0679. See, we show love in here. We talk fairly about Claressa. We talk fairly about Amanda. We're going to talk fairly about Rolly. But I got a real question for y'all. Claressa says she's going to fight till she's 38. Y'all think Claressa at age 37, let's just say 37, do you think any of the women boxing right now are going to be able to perform the way Amanda Serrano has performed all the way up to the point to where she's at now? Because Amanda Serrano has been performing at a very high level. I mean, right up until here recently, this last fight, and then even you saw, even in a fight where it got really physical, it got really ugly, it demanded for her to dig deep, you still saw Serrano, man, show championship quality, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be honest, I think most of these other fighters, male or female, they would have quit. They would have quit. I'm being honest with you. I mean, there's only a couple, like you got the Fabio Wardley. You got to kill that dude. Ricardo Mayorga, remember him? You got to kill that dude. You know, Ruslan Providnikov, remember him? You got to kill that dude. So they got some fighters out here, man. You have to kill them. You know what I'm saying? They ain't going down. They ain't taking no knee, nothing, no matter you beating them to the body. Arturo Gatti, you had to kill him. Mickey Ward, you had to kill him. You know what I'm saying? Amanda Serrano, you got to kill her. You ain't just going to come in there and bing her, man, and think she's going to sit there, man, and just roll over and shit. Nah. So I was very impressed. Because if there was any fight for Serrano to be like, yo, I'm quitting, that was the fight. She don't have to do this no more. She got dough. Remember what Hagler said? Hard to wake up in the morning and go jogging when you're waking up in silk pajamas. You know what I mean? Amanda Serrano got the silk pajamas. I don't know how to say silk pajamas in Spanish, or I would. But she waking up in silk pajamas. She chilling. And she was in a fight, and she decided to dig deep and push to come back and rally and win the championship rounds in a fight. Well, she didn't have to do that because she don't have to do this shit no more. And even when she retires, she up and away with MVP. You know what I mean? They got a path for her towards bigger and better. She's forever embedded in MVP and that infrastructure, man, as part of leadership. And she gonna make dough, and she gonna be just fine. But for her to dig deep, I gotta put a lot of respect on that, because I think most people, men and women, who don't have to do it, they wouldn't have done it. Got somebody in there with a young bull, man, that pin you on the ropes and banging you with their free hand, all up in your face and shit. And for her to go back to the corner, just like with a little smirk, they splash some water in the face, ka-chow! And she just shake that shit off and go back in and keep fighting. Nah, Serrano built differently. So people want to clown him, man. Y'all need to get out of here. Today, matter of fact, we're taking to the stupid. Don't do that. But my thing is, what with Claressa or any of these other fighters out here, at age 36, how do you think they're going to be performing? You know what I'm saying? How do you think they're going to look at 36? Now, remember, you got to talk about, people who have to manage your weight. They want children. Serrano doesn't have any kids, is my understanding. She ain't married, is my understanding. Serrano don't have any distractions, is my understanding. Her whole thing is just fighting and making sure her family's straight. Serrano don't have those distractions. So anybody out here who think they're going to be at age 37 and out here doing what Serrano did, well, good luck. Because I'm going to tell you, man, when you're married or when you have kids, priorities change. And I heard Serrano talk about, just the fact that she wanted to focus on just fighting And those are reasons why she chose to make certain decisions she made to be here nowadays, 37 with no kids and all that. I respect that. You know what I'm saying? Because when you have kids, shit change. If you have children and your life don't change, something wrong with you. That's just my opinion. If I offend you, I don't care. If you have kids and your life don't change, you continue with the same shit you were doing, something wrong with you. Yeah, I said it. Get upset. I don't give a shit. Because I know when I had my first one, my life changed. When my second one, my life changed. When my third one, my life changed. When my fourth son came, my life changed. So if y'all having kids and y'all life ain't changing, y'all continue with the same shit, them children don't become a priority, then I don't have no respect for you. So that's just how I feel about anybody. And I like the fact that Serrano knew I need to stay locked in. My career is everything right now. And then when the time comes, then I'll think about all that. I had a homegirl. She was the same way. She said, no, I can't do it. I talked about it. Pretty, man. She just happened to be Puerto Rican. Pretty. Nice looking, man. We used to be sitting at work. I used to be laughing because dudes used to come in. They used to be tripping over themselves. And I'd be sitting there laughing. I'm like, you're going to kill one of them. Make one of these dudes kill themselves. But she didn't want them to get married and have kids. And she didn't because she understood what her priorities were at the time. I don't know what she's doing now. I ain't talked to her in about 5 years, but it is what it is, man. Yeah. Anyway, 929-839-0679. Big says Rosado has the best upside. Rosado is the truth. You know what I'm saying? If y'all don't know who Rosado is, y'all need to go figure out who Rosado is. Rosado is the truth, and Lozado is the truth. But then Gabriel Fundora, those are the ones that got legs. What I mean by legs for Rosado and Lozado means they got another 10 years in the game. You know what I'm saying? They just getting started. But Rosado and Lozado, they both happen to be Puerto Rican and shit. But the one that people don't be talking about enough, I ain't talking about Caroline Dubois, but I'm talking about Gabriel Fundora. But 929-839-0679, y'all call in, you know what I mean? What's going on, Boxing Granny? How you doing? She says Claressa Shields' career is over. Well, I'm going to tell you this right here when it comes to Big GWOAT, right? Big GWOAT, I think her career is hanging in the peril. Now, hanging in the balance, and I think it's kind of perilous, right? But they got the attention to a point to where I think they should have changed gears. But they kept going with doing whatever they could to stay viral. But now we know with Claressa, social media is a priority. But I just think it's gone too far. You know what I mean? It's gone too far. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a broken record at this point in time. So somebody call it 929-839-0679 because I feel like a broken record. Because I say the same crap almost every time when we start talking about where Claressa went wrong. The bottom, I guess the conversation can change up. Where can she go right now? What can Claressa do to make things right with the fans? That's my question. You look at Serrano, she about to retire. People are going to cry when she retires. Oh, don't go, Serrano, don't go. Because they love her. They don't want Serrano to go. They love her. Layla Ali. Oh, Layla. Come back, Layla, come back. Because they love Layla. They don't want Shadesha. She went through, we all know what she went through. Oh, Shadesha, come back. We love you, Shadesha. When people want you to come back or to not go, that's love, man. With Claressa, I asked them, like, yo, what y'all want to do with Claressa Shields? You want to keep Amanda Serrano. Y'all want Layla to come back. You want Shadesha to come back. Katie Taylor. Oh, Katie Taylor, don't go. You want Katie Taylor to stay. Get to Claressa Shields. Hey, Claressa, I'm sorry. The people want you to leave right now. Man, please, this bullshit. There you go, Hood Champion, you and them goddamn jokes. Got to talking about the people don't want me to be here. I got people who love me, people who respect me, people who admire me. I got people who, if I say jump, they say how high. Watch this. Papoose, jump your ass in the air, Papoose. Oh, he ain't listen. He kind of stubborn. He didn't eat my food the other night, too. You know that motherfucker don't like leftovers. I thought you liked leftovers. When the people don't want you to stay, that means you got something wrong, man. So Big GWOAT got something wrong along the way. All that talent, man. I don't care what nobody say. I'm a boxing guy. I'm not an emotional dude. I ain't a drama dude. I like to talk, listen to y'all, but I'm boxing. 99% boxing. Claressa got goddamn talent. But to me, she just threw that shit away. Because this is the problem. Claressa went from being 99% boxer, 1% drama, to 99% drama, 1% boxer. That's why she's where she's at. You know what I mean? I'm just being real. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened. And that's why she's in the position she's in right now. And I'll be honest, I think Claressa would have done very well if she wouldn't have pursued all this drama. First, it's just she should have never won that Layla. Whatever they feel, oh, Layla started it, right? I don't agree with that at all. I know the whole story. I saw what happened. I saw when she was on Breakfast Club. I saw everything. Layla didn't throw no rocks at Claressa Shields. In my opinion, and in 99% of people's opinion, she ain't throwing no rocks at Claressa Shields. But she interprets things a kind of way. And then she decided to run with that, and she never turned back. And now all these doors have closed. And it's crazy to see somebody with all that talent just throw it away. You know what I mean? Yeah, wasted talent, man. All that talent, just gone. But that's what happens when you choose to take, instead of focusing 99% of your time on being what she called herself, the GWOAT, right? You stop focusing on being the GWOAT when it comes to boxing. You start wanting to be the GWOAT when it comes to social media. So now you have the title. So word. You're no longer seen as the greatest woman, anything boxing-wise, by most people. And you're now seen as the greatest woman of all time as far as virality and social media. And it's not, people don't see you in a positive way. And, you know, but that's what happens, man. There was a time where people didn't see me in a positive way, but I understood. I took accountability. It took me a while to snap out of it. When you go through real shit and you hit rock bottom, you snap out of things. You can't keep coming out here being treacherous, man, to any and everybody you come across. You just can't do that forever and think that you're going to have some great life. You just can't do it. You can't sustain that, man. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, 929-839-0679. You know what I'm saying? It says Katie sold out 80K seats in Crow Park in Ireland. Yeah, but you know, that's Ireland, man. She from Ireland. Every other countries outside of America support their local fighters a lot differently. You know what I'm saying? And that's just being real. You know, America, it's all about football here. You know, it's all about baseball. It's all about basketball. Boxing is not really one of America's favorite pastimes, favorite sports to watch. There was at a time back in the day, you know, ABC, Howard Cosell, you know, there was a time, the Muhammad Ali era, man, the Sugar Rays and Haglers and all that, the Macho Camachos and all that. There was a time where boxing ruled the airways. It's just we're not in those times anymore. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. And that's just being real. Anyway, man, we got about 200 people in here. We're floating between 200 and 300. Hey, my phone line is on, 929-839-0679 if y'all want to call in, you know. But I do think with Claressa, she out here feeling herself right now. But they go back and forth, man. I watched the interactions, the cross-examinations that take place. You know, everybody goes back and forth. So, you know, I'm like, yo, can't y'all all just get along? But it ain't going to happen. I saw that there's some interview going on. I don't know. Somebody sent me a clip of Remy sitting in a chair like she's doing something on her network. Seemed to be some kind of interview. I don't know what it's about. I don't know what's going on. Y'all know better than me. But when I saw that today, I said, oh, shit, here we go. You know what I'm saying? It's about to be up and away again. Because obviously she about to talk about something, you know, then more drama. Go ahead, caller. You there?
Yeah, hey, how you doing, Hood?
I'm good. What's up?
Hey, this is Vicky. Hey, I was calling about the two fights. I think what happened with Rolly stepped in the ring with his friend. His opponent stepped in to win. And I think that's what happened with those two. And as far as Amanda Serrano, that young lady, as you call her, young bull, that lean in that she had, she was whooping the meat off of Amanda Serrano. But she had to get herself together in order to win. That's why she is the champion. But that was a really good fight.
Yeah, it was a really good fight, man. Really good fight. I enjoyed watching it, and I'm going to rewatch it because I want to see if there was some of those earlier rounds I could have given to Amanda. But what I will tell you is, I think the referee, you want a referee to stay out the fight and stay out the way, but he missed some opportunities to get some control because Mansour was just getting worse every single round because she realized that I'm being allowed to get away with things. And Serrano, she's a fighter. That's why she didn't complain as much as we complaining. But the referee should have got it in, took some points from Mansour, at least a couple points. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe possibly down the stretch if she didn't correct her behavior, possibly disqualify her. But hey, it's boxing. They're not there to tickle you and make you feel nice. They're there to make you as uncomfortable as possible.
Yeah, that's true. But Amanda, she stood her ground, and she did what she had to do when she needed to do it. But I still think Rolly was looking at his friend across the ring.
Oh, yeah.
Because
some
of them shots that he was giving him, he would have probably finished anybody else. But because that's his friend out of the ring, I think he went in there looking at his friend instead of looking at another opponent.
No, I think so. I don't think so. I know so. And he may say, damn, you entitled to your own facts? Yeah, I think in this instance I am because Rolly always fights physical. Rolly always tries to hurt the opponent. Always. He never in there, he gets someone on the ropes and backs off. He's on them, leaning into him. His forearm is in their neck. But he didn't want to do that to his friend. That's why my friends and I used to spar with gloves out in the yard. You know what I'm saying? And we wouldn't try to hurt each other, but we used to go at it. But there'd always be that one guy that you didn't like. Be like, yo, let's go, let's spar. You throw him the gloves. And you already knew in your head, I'm going to hurt this MF. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't like him. Deep down, you ain't like him. And you go in and try to knock him out. He fall out, he get hurt. Nobody cared because no one liked him. But and that's how I think it is with boxing. I think you gotta dislike somebody. But when you love somebody, like Rolly, him and Tio have cried together. They have held each other and cried because of the things they've experienced. So I think that forced Rolly to hold back on letting his hands go and hurting him because he had him, man. He had him out on his feet a couple times. And he just didn't want to tranquilize him.
Like, I have a lot of nephews. I come from like a really large family. There were 9 girls, 3 boys. And whenever our nephews would get into arguments, we didn't let them fight, but we would let them put on the gloves, you know what I'm saying? And spar it out, because we knew that they wouldn't like hurt each other. But that's what I think happened with Rolly. When he stepped in that ring, his heart was there. If it was anybody else, he would have hit him with an elbow. Mm-hmm. He'd have gave him a dirty shot or two. You know what I'm saying? But because I don't think he really wanted to hurt his friend. But that young bull, that lean in that she had, I know Amanda's face was like really hurting. Yeah, she was putting them paws on her.
Yeah. She was in a tough fight, man. She was in a very difficult fight. But hey, what do you think about her being able to dig deep and come back later in the fight?
That's what like professionals do. You get what I'm saying? That's what champions do. They know how to outlast their opponent. You get what I'm saying? It's just something in you that gives you that extra mile, that extra toughness to push through when somebody else gets exhausted. So she did what she had to do. And I give her all the praise, not the praise, like that goes to God, but I give her all respect for her fighting that young girl. She did what she had to do.
Right.
But the hood booger, on the other hand, oh my God. And she was talking like that fight with K. Scott was a tough fight. That was not a tough fight. And whatever she did with them gloves, they really need to investigate her.
So people still like them gloves, right? That I'll be honest with you. I don't know why I said it earlier, and it didn't really much else for me to say. I don't know why Claressa doesn't she talk about the money. She talk about everything, but she ain't said nothing about them gloves. I don't know why she just doesn't talk about the gloves. You know, just address the gloves. That's the biggest talking point for everybody right now. Like they already done forgot about K. Scott. But those gloves is the thing that everybody keeps talking about. I don't know why she don't just address the gloves. You know what I'm saying? I would.
If she addressed them, she would have to tell the truth. And to just not say nothing is really her best bet.
Right.
You know, it's terrible. And I don't know. Me personally, I would be the GWOAT too if I got to pick every fight that I had.
So you're not giving Claressa credit for any fight?
No, I don't mean it like that. I mean, I give it to her. She can fight. Don't get me wrong. She got them hand skills. But a lot of the opponents that she fought was people she already beat before, or someone she feels she can beat, someone that's an easy fight. I think if she really fought someone that was tough, she could prove to everybody, so she won't have to keep talking about what she did years before. You get what I'm saying? Do something now. Get into a fight where everybody think that this person is just as tough as you or tougher. That's how I look at it. You know, she can fight, but I think she take a lot of easy fights.
You think it's a lot of easy fights, huh?
Yeah. How many times did she fight Faceshot?
She fought her twice as a pro.
Okay, but before the pros,
I think three times in the amateurs. I believe 3 times in the amateurs, which isn't uncommon. It's not uncommon.
Right. Now, she won't fight Hannah Gabriel again.
Well, yeah. Well, look, everyone knows that I like Hannah, but I under the thing with, let me come before I even do what I'm about to do. They're not gonna fight Hannah. Hannah she's a threat, but there's so much crap that happened there with the testing and everything, and them lying on Hannah. I don't think they're worried about Hannah and testing. I think they're worried about Hannah coming out in the press conferences and the things Hannah's gonna say that some people who don't follow like different channels, they're not privy to it. See, if there's a press conference with Hannah and Claressa, oh, then Hannah has a huge platform to tell her story. And all eyes are going to be on Hannah because, see, Claressa has all the attention in the world. So if you can align yourself with Claressa Shields and you get some of that attention, if Claressa and Hannah Gabriels were to fight, you better believe there's going to be a bunch of microphones in front of Hannah's face. And she's finally going to get to tell her story to the right people with the right platforms, with the right audience, to where the whole world will find out what she went through. And they'll learn that she was innocent. And that Claressa and her team found out that she was innocent after a couple months, but they should have stopped the smear campaign, and they didn't. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know I've read through all the paperwork. Months ago, and I read through, and I was like, "What the hell? You got to be kidding me!" You know what I'm saying? Like, how was it that Hannah got screwed like this? You know what I'm saying? That's why we did so many interviews together, and because I just felt like she was being truthful. Something about when she was talking, I just believed her. And she just happened to be in the live that night. And she came to the stage and we talked. Then I read through all the mountains of paperwork and it all made sense.
Oh, I was listening.
Oh, yeah.
I was in the bushes that night.
Yeah, I read through it and I'm like, yeah, man, she was doing wrong. And it's really unfortunate because that hurt her career. It really did. So I would like to see her get that opportunity to fight Claressa Shields. I would like to see it. I'll tell you, that would be a good fight. Everybody would support that fight. You said Faceshot Leah? I mean, look.
Faceshot Leah. Let her put belt to ass.
Okay, well, hold on now. Faceshot Leah. Okay, and what? A street fight or a boxing match?
A boxing match.
Claressa would kill that girl.
I don't think so. I've watched a lot of her fights, and she was fighting big dudes, and she was handling them. I mean, she was handling them dudes like they was the same height, same weight.
Yo, the little Faceshot Leah girl, she's cool. Fight Crisean Rock or somebody like that. Try to get on baddies or go do some little social media thing. You know, keep working on your craft. Claressa would destroy that girl, man. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think she should go on baddies either because they will jump her every episode. it'll be like 6
Oh yeah,
girls
yeah,
jumping
yeah,
her
yeah,
at once.
yeah. I do think they would because I think she'd be targeted. You know what I'm saying? But she seemed to be a fighter. I'm not saying she
Right.
won't fight Claressa. I'm not saying she won't.
I don't know.
She will
I
try
don't
to
know what you
win.
know about baddies, but in baddies, they hit people with bottles. They have performances. They have their friends.
Wait, hold on. Stop for a second. Hold on. Wait. They hit each other with bottles.
Yes, Big Lex got hit in the head with a bottle by this girl named Tommy. And there's another girl who just recently tased another girl while they was at a party, and she wasn't paying no attention. And the other girl went and tased her. They do dirty shit on baddies. They will jump the hell out of Claressa. She better know what she know and know what she doing if she go on baddies.
Real glass bottles of props that are supposed to break and look like glass. You know, you hit somebody with. I've seen people get hit with Heineken bottles, 40 bottles, wine bottles in their face, man. I know that shit opens you up. That ain't no joke, man. To hit somebody with a bottle.
They spray mace.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, I don't know about that. People getting hit with no bottle. That shit will open you up. I've seen it happen. 40 bottles, wine bottles, Heineken bottles.
I'm telling you. And not only that, some of the security guards will has beaten up some of the women on there. Like this one young lady named Summer. Now, Summer, she's this young girl who's like really off the chain, okay? She gets drunk and try to fight everybody and show out. And one season, they split her from her nose down to her lip. They had to have that sewn back on. The security beat her up.
Beat up the male security, beat up a female?
Yes. They allow almost anything on baddies. That's why Claressa shouldn't go on baddies, because her attitude is so bad. She'll go in there and think because she's the GWOAT that they'll fight her one-on-one. No, they jump. They hit you with stuff. You can be walking, like some of them are rappers. You can be walking through the crowd, waving, security be around you, but all of a sudden you'll see somebody run up and hit a girl. I mean, that's how some of the girls ended up on the show, by sneaking some of the cast members as they're walking towards the door.
I tell you what, they got the right people on that show, because you hit somebody with a bottle or anything. I ain't gonna talk like that. I don't want to talk like that. But I'm just telling you, I'm not used to nobody doing nothing like that and something not coming back to them. You can't scar. You scar somebody, and they don't think to scar you back and do worse.
That girl Sukiana, she put on like rings and wrapped her hands, and I don't know what to call them. Like when you put on them black gloves where just your fingers is out, and they be putting stuff in there and be punching girls. It's a lot of girls that ended up with stitches, knots on their head. I mean, they throw horse shit on each other. It's crazy.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just saying, to me, it almost sounds like there's an entertainment piece to it, but I just can't see me, a guy who's been out in the streets, been in parties, and know what happened when people get hit with 40 bottles, wine bottles, Heinekens. A bottle, that messes you up, man. That shit opens you up. So for you to say that, I've never watched the show like that. I've never watched the show. So I've seen.
They have the male version of it. They call it the Bad Boys.
Thank you, child of God. Go ahead.
I watched one season. This young man named Jonathan, he's a hairstylist. He's done Beyonce.
Thank you for the $5, child of God. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
And he was on there one season, and he fought this one guy. Oh my God. He beat this guy up so bad. He snatched his hair out and sewed his hair to his hat and started wearing the guy's hair on his hat. And then he beat him with one of the metal folding chairs. It goes down. They have the male and female version of it. Oh, it is real. And they were interviewing the guy, Lemmy, one time, and they said, well, what if someone dies?
Yeah, I was just about to ask that. Nobody got,
and he said he'll just keep recording. there's cast members that has really been sent to the hospital, like their hand been cut. It's been a lot of crazy stuff. He said what he do is he film around it, but he would never stop filming. It doesn't matter what happens.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I don't understand that craziness. That just sounds to me like it's a lot of entertainment. But if they're really getting hurt like that, I don't see how that show is allowed to go to continue, and I don't see how come somebody hasn't been apprehended yet. It doesn't this just sounds like assault, attempted murder. I mean, I don't understand. Like this is taking place and nothing's happening. That's crazy to me.
I mean, it's like on the Zeus network. There's quite a few different shows. One is called what is it? Something TV, where all they do is fight, and I mean they be hitting girls with stuff. I mean, it gets crazy.
This shit sound like the Black Jerry Springer.
Crazy.
This shit sound like some old Jerry Springer shit, man. I don't know.
Oh yes. And one of the cast members on Baddies, her name on there is Rolly. She was on Jerry Springer before.
Really?
Yep, and she was also on the reality show Real Chance. You know, it was a spinoff from like Flavor Flav, I Love New York, and then it was Real and another guy named Chance. They were brothers. But yeah, she's been on reality TV for a while. She's almost done it all.
Yeah, that's wild, man. That is wild. I've never watched the episodes. When people started telling me about it here in the chat, I went and found the Zeus Network profile on Instagram, and I saw a couple of the little highlights, and I'm like, they would just be standing there, and someone would just run over and fight somebody, and then I don't watch it. I click off. I'm like, why? Like I'm watching. I'm like, but what? Why? What did the person do? Like, what prompted the attack? I couldn't solve for X. It just doesn't make sense. Like, they got people standing up, and they just start randomly fighting. I'm like, because I don't watch it.
Auditions.
Oh yeah, that's what I guess. That was the audition.
On the show, you have to fight people for no reason.
Okay.
At the drop of a hat. It's crazy. I would never been on that show, even in my youth, because you know I'm a fighter, and where I live, a lot of people know me, and they know me for my hand skills. But I would have never went on a show like that because I would end up in jail because I would do something stupid. They are like really dysfunctional.
Yeah, well, her champion don't watch that stuff, and I'm not even interested in that bullshit. I don't understand it, so crazy, man. But all right, man, what else you got before you jump off of here?
It was something else I wanted to say, but when you get my age, sometimes you.
No, we were talking about Serrano, and she's 37. Well, Claressa at 37 looked that way. Well, any woman looked that way. Rolly and Tio. Well, Claressa, it looks like all the gates have closed, doors have been bolted shut. She may not get a big fight with a big name. Demetrius Salita and Papoose got to figure out what she's going to do next. So we've been
the only fighters I think she will be able to fight is someone from Zeus. Crisean really do need to stop all her antics and train because she is an athletic young lady. She ran track and all of that. When she got with Blueface, she got a little derailed, but I believe that she could get back into it, and I think she would give Claressa a shot. If you give her about a year training with the right people, I think she would give Hood Booger a run for her money.
You think Crisean Rock, another year of training, beats Claressa Shields?
No, I said she'll give her a run for her money. Run for the money? She'll give her a go. It won't be a fake hard fight, is what I mean. It would be, Claressa would really have to dig in to beat her.
Who wins right now, Crisean Rock or K. Scott?
You said
right now. Who wins right now, Crisean Rock or K. Scott?
Crisean.
Really? You think?
Because not only that, she's a street fighter. Like some people have trained, like who've had parents who box or whatever, and they've trained for a long period of time. But then there are some street fighters that just have this, like 50 Cent. When Claressa Shields said Papoose would beat 50 Cent, I don't ever think that would ever happen because growing up they called him Booby. He was a street fighter before he became a boxer. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between coming from a street fighter and then being trained because you can combine the two.
I know. I understand the difference of boxing and street fighting. I'm just curious. A boxing match, Crisean Rock and K. Scott. Some of y'all think Crisean Rock would beat K. Scott, huh? Okay.
Yeah, I think she'll give it to her. I think she'll give it to her.
Really?
Because coming up, she fought girls and guys in a real fight. You get what I'm saying? So if she get in there and get trained well, she could take it as well as she can give it. So I think that she would be a K. Scott.
Okay, so you think she beat a K. Scott? Okay, interesting. Yeah, I don't know much about Crisean. I just started learning about her here this last few months. But I'm just curious because people think that Crisean would beat Claressa. And I'm like, what? So how about this? Who wins, Crisean and Faceshot Leah?
Now that would be very interesting battle because that Faceshot, like I said, I've watched a lot of her videos and she's dangerous. Now, I think Faceshot might give it to her, but she would have to do some training before she fights someone like that.
Right. Why is everybody, and look, if you gotta go, you could jump up, but why everybody so high on Faceshot Leah? Like, I've seen her. I think she should definitely capitalize on her moment and make as much money off social media as she could. But what is it that y'all seeing about Faceshot Leah and Crisean Rock that make y'all feel they could beat Claressa Shields? Like, I'm just curious. Remember, I'm a boxing dude. Y'all talking street fighting? Street fighting is different. I'm picking up something. You don't know telling what may happen to you in a street fight. But I'm talking about in that boxing ring. In that boxing ring, what have y'all thinking Crisean Rock and Faceshot Leah will beat Big GWOAT? I know people don't like Big GWOAT, but come on now. I mean, let's be real here.
Like I said once before when I was on your channel, my father was a boxer. He taught us how to box. And then some of our boyfriends were street fighters, and they taught us different techniques. So when you learn 2 or 3 different techniques, and you can learn to train and combine them, I think it's a little bit harder to beat someone like that. I know some young ladies I think should be in boxing. I've watched them fight 2 girls at a time and win. You get what I'm saying? So sometimes it's a little different. Your grit is different. Your win is different because you feel like you either got to win because you can't go home because your mama going to whoop your ass or your daddy going to whoop your ass because you got out there, got into some stuff and you didn't win. So if you didn't win in the street, you had to face your parents. Well, that's the era I grew up in, and I'm 58. When I was about 10 to 12, I used to run. And one day I'm running, and my mother seen me running down the street. She locked the door and stood on the porch and said, "Fight them or fight me." And that's when I learned that I could fight. Because I wasn't going to fight my mother. Her nickname was Beat 'em Up Betty. So I stood a better chance in a crowd of people than going in the house with my mom.
Right. So you got some. So what's your record in street fights, man? You 50-0 in them streets. You 50-0 in them streets, like Bill Haney.
And I'm not gonna lie. I'm from Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
I can't count the number of fights that I've had, but I can count the losses. Now, I had one young lady, and I believe I got whooped because I deserved it, because I was picking on this girl. And you know, when you bother folks, you dead wrong.
Right.
That young lady whooped me so bad. She hit me in places I didn't know I had. She scratched me in places I didn't know I had and left me with a few bald spots. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But I deserved it. And then there was another girl, she beat me up, but she ended up in the hospital because I learned women can't take a lot of body blows. So she was beating me at the top. And the only thing I could do was give her body blows. And at the end of the fight, she went to the hospital and I didn't. But she won. But I gave her some body shots. Because I know body shots will weaken anybody.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, man. What else you got before we get off of here and I keep running my mouth?
I wish somebody would please tell Claressa to stop rapping and stop trying to sing because she sucked and she needs to get out of that 360 deal. And also, I can't believe she got life insurance and named Papoose as the beneficiary. So if something strange happened.
That I know people have been saying that, but was anyone able to prove that the life insurance exists on Claressa Shields and the beneficiary is Papoose?
Well, her cousin, Shalita, is that how you pronounce
Oh,
her
Charlene.
name?
Okay, Charlene.
She's been doing a pretty good job revealing information.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, if she said it, I believe most of what she says.
Yeah, so she said it, and I believe it.
All right. Well, you have a good day, all right?
All right, you two, I'm about to go back in the bushes.
All right, bye. Go ahead. What's going on with you? Hello? Let me call my homegirl back, man. I see she done called a couple of times. We call her back real quick. So Crisean Rock fought 6 women and beat all 6. Yeah, go ahead, caller.
All right. Hey, Hood. So I wanted to ask you a question.
I tried to call you, Lovejoy. Yeah, go ahead.
So, what do you think how do you think the chances would be altered for Claressa Shields' next opponent if they had the resources that she has? Because I think that's the big part right there for me. It's her skills. The girl is awesome at what she does, but it's also, I think, when you train in a different level,
I understand. I understand what you're saying. If they had the same nutritionist, same strength and condition coach, same supplementation strategy, same everything. Everything the same.
Everything. That's getting in them cryo chambers.
Yeah. No, I understand.
Not just a bucket of ice.
No, I understand.
You know,
Claressa has.
She gets a lot. She gets baby down.
Right.
When she says that she is the boxing,
Barbie?
the Beyonce of boxing, I think that we misinterpret her words because she probably is baby girl over there. That's why she likes to be the big in the little pond. They follow on her lead. You can clearly, people always say, why does Salita this and that? Because she told them to, and they're all doing exactly what she said because they're going to get paid either way. And so they're like, okay, and it's been working for her, and she gets the job done, so they don't bother her, not at all. But she's got top notch. She showed us her at Planet Fitness. Maybe that's where Chicken was, but believe you me, she had a little bit more than Planet Fitness up underneath her. Okay, and let's be honest, maybe. Even one of the things with the fight, okay, she lost all that weight. Maybe it'll slow her down after a few rounds. But if Claressa is taking snack, the clean version of snack, okay, we're not even getting into all the other things. The version that's right there that anybody can order that she says that she takes. But if it has those kind of results for her, then even that is a huge advantage because what you're saying is when, you know how y'all talk about championship rounds? Well, hers is starting at the 6th round and everybody else's is at 10 or 11. Or I don't know if I'm describing it the right way, but I mean, but why don't other people participate in something like snack? Maybe snack saved her butt this time. It stopped her from getting tired from losing 50-something pounds while we saying 40.
Yeah. Look, man, I'm not a person who buys into the snack conversation. I understand the pot that's been stirred for the last shit 5 years when it come to snack, or longer than that. You know what I mean? Remember, I'm not a drama channel. I'm a boxing channel. So a lot of people who started following Claressa and her bull crap the last 6 months, they hear somebody talking about snack. That Victor Conte and snack, they've been out here doing their thing for a long time. Victor Conte, may he rest in peace. I don't like talking about people who passed away. But he'll always be a controversial figure because of what he was linked to and went to jail for, all right? But anybody who works with snack, you got to understand, people are going to look at you with a hairy eyeball. You know, they're going to look at you with a hairy eyeball because of who you attach to. And so when it comes, whether it's Claressa, Terrence Crawford, Shakir Stevenson, Devin Haney, you know, people question their performances just because you're attached to snack. But there's also, what's his name? Garcia, not Ryan at one point in time, but I'm talking about not Mickey, not Robert Garcia's brother, man. He had a big ass head like a damn pit bull, man. Mikey Garcia. You know, there's a lot of people who work with snack, and I'll tell you, all those fighters who are on snack, they perform at a very high level.
That's all I'm saying.
Very high level.
Version. I'm not even getting into.
No, I understand what you're saying.
Just the clean level.
I understand.
Wouldn't that still be a great advantage over a fighter?
But when you say the clean level, you know, you got to be. People have to be careful what they're saying because.
Oh, okay. No. I see what you mean now. I see what you mean. Yes.
I don't. None of them have.
Just snack. The snack version. The snack that she.
Yeah, we can go online and order. Yeah.
You know, them taking the supplement snack.
How about this? Nobody take any supplements. Just train hard, eat healthy, and fight.
That part.
And let's see what happens.
No supplements.
No nothing. And let's see what happens.
But is that fair? Now, in turn, is that fair? Is it if everybody can take supplements and they're choosing not to take that particular type of supplement, then you know? But I don't know. I was thinking if we're trying to say there is no one out here right now that's going to really put a whipping on Claressa unless she just off her game. Not anyone that she can participate in fighting with. I'll say it that way. No one that she can have a bout with is going to have not as it stands right as with the information we have right now today. That's just not going to happen because the girl is good and she popped fire out and she had but one of the best things about her is that stamina because she coming at you with 342 shots in the first round and in the last round, all the way through. She just beating you down, so it's that part. So, and I don't want to say it like it's all supplements that does that for her. But something you kicked off earlier, not you kicked off, but I heard you say ding something to me. She's slowing down. But when did that slowing start? Like with the people who you spoke on who taking snack, did they start it after a certain age when they would have normally start slowing down a little bit?
Nah, well, I know. I don't want to say that. No, I think some of them were taking it before, but some started later. But a lot of them have people who do strength and conditioning. But I don't know enough about when people started taking snack and all of that, or if all of a sudden it's like it makes me think of Louis Resto. Louis Resto was a tough journeyman fighter, and then he was losing, and then he hooked up with Panama Lewis. And all of a sudden, he started taking padding out his glove, and he started winning fights. He said he raised him, brought him from the dead. So I don't know of anyone having a career where they're not doing that well, then they get on snack, and then they up in the weight. I don't know that. But what I will say is, where Victor Conte messed up with me, and I don't like to talk about people who passed away, but I'm not saying anything negative. I'll let the other people talk about it, because that ain't my style, right? The only thing he said, where I felt he shouldn't have. Sometimes people can say too much. Where he said,
they always go back to the scene of the crime.
He said that he knew, and if he wanted to, how to help somebody pass these random drug and urine, these random tests for blood, urine, and traces for performance enhancements. When he said that, I said, well, he just shot himself in his foot. I couldn't believe he said that shit. And that's when, with me, I just said, you know what? When people had a conversation, I'm like, look, I don't know. But why would you come out and say that? Even though our common sense man would know that he knows how to pass it. You had Dr. Usman Sajjad over there in the UK openly bragging about how easy it is to pass those goddamn tests and how stupid you'd have to be to get caught.
That was a commercial, Hood. You didn't realize that was advertisement. He was letting them know.
Right. I'm tracking. But there's a Dr. Usman Sajjad. While we're here, I may pull up the article and show y'all where he was laughing at people who get caught because he said it's that easy to pass the test. You know, and that's crazy when you think about it. You know what I mean? And he's a doctor who's helping. He's the one who was behind Conor Ben testing positive for that clomiphene.
Okay. But well, here's the thing too. Why, when Claressa failed her marijuana test, did they allow her to give a urine test, which is one of the easiest tests to alter is a marijuana urine test, by the way. Every time Dick and Andy know how to do that. Why didn't they require a blood draw? See, a blood draw would have been definitive. A urine drop, even with somebody standing right in front of you, the people who get hired at Walmart know you can pass that.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? But they accepted it, and then it was all done, and then it was finished. And that was weird to me. And here's the last thing I'm going to say. With all the things that are around Snack, why was someone who openly called a woman a drug cheat to the point where she crushed her career even participate with the Victor Conte and in the last handful of years at that? That's all I want to say. What does that say? You hate it. You hate it. It almost seemed like everything that she says that she can't stand and makes her want to this and that, she does herself. Every single thing she does herself. So that's all. Why would she even be involved with him? You would think she would be far away from him. She should have mean words for him. She should be talking all kinds of stuff about him. But she don't. She don't. Right. You know, and look at that. I don't know. You know what I didn't really do is follow Danielle a lot, because what I wondered is how did she went in her next fight after joining Claressa's crew and she broke somebody's jaw. Like, I don't really know enough about her to know enough about her, but and then the next fight she couldn't even make weight. Like, what a weird career she has. She fought the champion, you know, stood her ground, got set on her glove in the last seconds, signed to the same person who did that to her, broke somebody's jaw in her first fight, won a championship, and then the next fight she lost it for 4 pounds. Just strange stuff. But anyways, thank you for letting me talk. I really enjoyed that. I'm going to jump back in the bushes.
All right. Thank you. Have a good Sunday.
You too.
Bye. Since we're talking about it, right? So let me show you what I'm talking about when it comes to this guy. Let me call my homegirl back real quick because she called in. I don't want to leave her hanging. But I'm going to...
Hey, Hood.
What's up with you?
Oh, I thought he hung up. I was going to say, oh, shoot. So tell me, because you boxed for many, many years, when I watch Claressa, she leaves a lot of open spots in the body area because she seems to aim for the head, top of the head, and she swings out then in, which is why I called her a wild fighter, right? She does some straightforward hits like she's doing on the bag, but when she gets on the bag, she looks a lot better than when she get in the ring. And I don't know if that's because of, fighting your opponent and you're trying to, counter them. But when we think about the Criseans or Faceshot Leah, which I can't say they would beat her, but what I can say is with those open spots, they can give her some really hard hits to the body. And if Claressa is weakened, will she still be such a great fighter? Because I haven't seen her fight anyone that could really weaken her. And because just like Raleigh last night, once you get a little weak, you're not fighting as well or as good. And those two girls hit hard. Like Crisean, one of her sparring partners, said it felt like bricks. Her head felt like bricks. And Claressa, who they call her, marshmallow hands. So I don't know, but what do you think about her swings?
Claressa swings?
Yeah. Like, does she fight wild to you?
No, I think Claressa gets wild inside there at times, but you can see that Claressa is naturally a fighter, so she will get wild at times, and then she'll kind of regain her composure, and then she'll know what she wants to do, and you'll see her throw very sharp, accurate shots, and so she to me goes kind of in and out of being polished, refined, composed, and being wild because she naturally wants to fight. You know what I'm saying? Like she wants to scrap. But as far as hitting the heavy bag and then how you look on the heavy bag, explosive, powerful, fast, and then get in the ring. I mean, you got somebody in the ring where you're moving around, they're trying to hit you. The heavy bag doesn't hit back. So that's totally different from fighting. You know what I'm saying? Totally different. You know, I'm out there hitting the heavy bag and I'm looking good. I'm hitting it, speed, power, you know, come toward me, I step on an angle, bang it out, bump it with my shoulder, inside work. But you get in the ring to spar, you know, it's different. You're using more energy. That shit is different when you got somebody in front of you. That is different when somebody's in front of you trying to hit you, man. You know, so yeah, you're not gonna look as good when somebody is on you, especially depending on the style. You look at Amanda Serrano, you would think that Amanda Serrano wasn't that great of a boxer if all you saw were the first 3 rounds of her against Mansour and you never seen her fight before. It's because of that style. Imagine you hitting a heavy bag and then you get in the ring and Mansour is on you. That, you know, so it just depends on the opponent and the styles of fighting. But yeah, it's different when somebody hitting you. You know, it's different when somebody's hitting you.
Yeah. So I just think here lately, I mean, I don't know exactly all her skill set. I've only watched some of her prior fights, but again, that was when she was much younger, right? And how people are saying she's slowing down, because I feel like she should have took Kay Scott down much earlier, unless they had some kind of bet that she wouldn't take her down until the 5th or 6th round. But if she's such a great fighter that, you know, so many people think she is, like, why didn't she take Kay down like quick? Like Kay was no competition for her.
Yeah. Well, who knows what Claressa Shields felt inside there when Kay Scott hit her. She may have that old woman strength, like Claressa said, and Claressa like, all right. But then there was a reach deficit. She couldn't get close to her the way she wanted. Claressa was hitting a lot of air. But then she was able to start timing her and Claressa's hand speed. And Kay Scott stayed right in front of Claressa. That was her mistake. If somebody stands in front of Claressa Shields and you give her a chance to get off on you, she is. Her hands are extremely fast. So you stand in front of Claressa, she gonna get to you before you can get to her. The thing is, she just doesn't have that one hitter quitter. If Claressa had power, I'm telling you, I would say it. Claressa, nobody would beat her. She would have all wins by knockouts. But she just doesn't have the power. But if she had the power, Claressa would be at 19 wins, 19 knockouts. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just how talented she is as a fighter. But she gets sloppy, and that's because she can. Now this thing about fighting the MVP fighters, let me tell you, I just think if she were to fight Tam, I think Claressa would have her hands full. I think she would have her hands full. Tam is tall, she's long, she got reach, she got speed, she's a southpaw. She doesn't allow you to come in there and crowd her. Claressa is someone who's not necessarily an inside fighter, but she can. But Claressa wants to box you. And I think Claressa would have her hands full with Tam. It's just the size, man. It's like Fundora. Sebastian Fundora at 154 pounds. He's 6'6", with an 81-inch reach. You saw what he did to Thurman, what he does to just about everybody now, especially in the last few fights, because he's fighting tall and long. You got somebody 6'6", 80-inch reach, and you got a 69-inch reach. And they're going to tear your ass up with the jab. With Tam Tebow, I think Claressa would have a tough time. I do.
Yeah, and see, that's when I want to call her a good fighter, because defending yourself and coming out on top makes you a good fighter. She's always the aggressor because her opponents can't handle her, per se. So until I see her fight someone that's very competitive to where she gets back in the points and she really has to defend herself, if she can't knock him out like first or second round, then that's when I'm going to say, oh, you know what, she really is a good fighter. But I haven't seen that yet. I want to see her really have to fight hard to defend herself. And I think when you're talking about Tam, I think that would be a good fight to look at, to see.
Have you seen Claressa? Have you seen her fights like Savannah Marshall and some of the other women? Have you seen her fights from when she first
I've seen
improved?
them. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Claressa, she can scrap now. But right now she's been fighting for a long time. And I think she is now coming out of her peak. And I think she's about to start to decline. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see what they do with her, you know.
For me, I'm so literal. So I want to hear she used to be a good fighter. Because I watched her fight. But here today, and with her speed and all that kind of slowing down, and she's not fighting competitive opponents, I want to say she used to be a good fighter.
Well, iron sharpens iron, iron sharpens iron, and she's not in there with anybody in her last few fights that could really push her and test her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why I would be shocked. I would be shocked if, let's say, MVP said, you know what, we're going to lift the gate and we're going to allow you access to one of our fighters. Matter of fact, we're going to give you Tam. Since you're both at 160, you have 2 belts, she has 2. She has 3. Let's make that undisputed bout. I'd be curious to see if Claressa takes that fight. I'd be curious.
Yeah. All righty. Thank you for calling me back.
All right, I'll talk to you.
Okay.
All right, bye. Yeah, but so 929-839-0679. Back on that thing. Y'all really got Claressa Shields. I mean, Crisean Scott. Y'all really think Crisean Scott beats all these people? Y'all really think Crisean's... Somebody said she fought 6 girls? Let me tell you something, man. Yeah, I like Crisean. I like what little bit I see with her trying to get her stuff together. I don't know much about her past except for what y'all told me, but it seems like she's trying to get her stuff together. But I just have a tough time seeing any of them coming right off the streets fighting someone like Claressa Shields, even K. Scott. You know what I'm saying? The first round would be interesting because everyone's dangerous in the first round. But after that, I'd just be curious to see what they do when these women who know how to preserve their energy and know when to push, how to use lateral movement, how to make you miss, make you pay, make you fight when you want to rest. I just think it'll be all bad for those street fighters. You know what I'm saying? Just my opinion, you know. But hey, you never know. Crisean Rock, not Scott. Okay, this is old shooter answered the poll incorrectly. It's all good. Anyway, 929-839-0679. You know what I'm saying? Y'all call in. Each SG unit, man. You always up in the chat. You always commenting. Why don't you call in, man, and break down what you're talking about? You seem to have a little pulse on everything that's going on out here. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Andre? How you doing? Says, if you want access opportunity to 3 belts across 3 weight classes, what you think about that? I don't know, but I'll tell you what, I think Claressa next year could be bad. Could be all bad for her. For Amanda Serrano, I think she should I'd be cool if she retired. Just let Christy Martin hold on to that record. You know what I mean? But if she comes back, they got to give her the right opponent. Now, maybe Mansour was looking like a Lanai Daniels. When Lanai Daniels fought Claressa Shields, she lost. She didn't look good. After Claressa Shields, people don't notice. I keep saying it, but people aren't picking up on this. She fought again in Germany and lost. Okay? So I think she lost to Sarah Shurich. Anyway, she lost that fight. Then when she went into the fight with Shadesha, nobody expected her to perform the way she did. And then she came in, you know, of course, there's a lot going on, but no one expected Lanai Daniels to perform better than she did when she fought Claressa. Them first, it makes you wonder, though. It makes you wonder. Why didn't Lanai Daniels let her hands go when she fought Claressa Shields? You know what I'm saying? She did not let her hands go until, after, I don't know, the 5th round or something. She started to let her hands go a little bit, and she was having some success. But early, she just didn't do anything. You know, so when you start looking at it in Franchon and how that played out, now with K. Scott, it makes you wonder, you know, what exactly is going on with Claressa Shields and her team. And it seems like the objective is to get Claressa to retire undefeated. You know what I'm saying? Everything just seems a little off to me. That's all I'm saying, man.
Unknown caller.
Go ahead, caller.
How that played out.
Hello.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, so I just wanted to say this. When I first heard about Daniels and Shields' bout, I went and started looking at Daniels' fights. And she was and I said this to everybody I knew afterwards. The fighter she was in there with Claressa didn't look like the fighter that she was in a lot of those fights I saw her in that I watched her in before, because I thought, oh, this is going to be good. It's like she wasn't hitting Claressa, and she hit people. She hit them hard, and she'd go blow for blow. You know what I mean? Like,
who are you talking about?
Daniel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she'll go blow for blow. She'll hit. She'll take a hit. She'll give a hit. She's the only thing that I saw that reminded me of her other bouts was she can dodge a punch. I'll tell you that. You know, she was. It was a little bit more comical at times in the fight with Claressa between that and her running. But she was a whole different fighter in that ring. That was the strangest thing to me, because she could fight. I was expecting way more from her. It was like her objective was to just not get knocked out. But she could fight well. I didn't get that, and maybe she lost right behind that because, you know, I wonder if that was one of those fights that's supposed to knock the jinx off of you from losing or something. I don't know, but she had a pretty good fight record, I thought, and she could fight really well. But I didn't see her fighting the same fight when she was in there. You know, I'm thinking maybe it's just the extenuating circumstances. Claressa did make sure to come out and tell the world that Lonnie called her and told her how she was scared. So
Said Claressa did what? I mean, who was scared?
she said that Daniels called her and told her how she was feeling about that fight, that she was super nervous about fighting her. But I believe she said scared, and because she clowned her on it. She did it on one of her lives. She spoke about it. I told her, girl, blah, blah, blah. I can't remember exactly when it was, but it was right. It's either before or after her fight. I think she might have even said it before. I can't remember, but I distinctively remember her doing it, because I thought, why would she do that?
That's crazy. I didn't know she told her, look, I'm scared of, I think I heard that, but I'm scared of you, but I'm going to fight you.
Something like she called her and she told her that. But the whole point of what Claressa was saying was, because whatever the conversation was about, it was about somebody else being afraid of her or something. And then it went to Lonnie, and then she said it. And I wish I could remember more accurately even the time frame in which I heard it. It was either right before or right after the fight, though, that she had with her. It was that. And Claressa was, I don't know, I believe it was just a live. I don't even think it was an interview. I'm trying to picture it. But anywho, maybe I'll try to look back or try to remember a little bit better. But there was a point when she said that. But my whole thing is, I didn't see the same fighter. Have you watched Daniels, any of her fights before, Claressa?
No.
You should. And then I would love for the next time we talk, you or maybe I remember to ask you what you think, because she was a different fighter before that fight with that. That was weird to me. That was very weird. She was a fighter. She fought. You know, she fought hard. And when she was in there with Claressa, she was either running or dodging a blow. But when she did let go, she handed Claressa something. It took her a long time, and it was probably too late, and it wasn't enough of it. But it was like she didn't want to hit her in the head. I don't know what it was. She wasn't really hitting her. The punch ratio had to be vast in that match, because just watch her. Watch a few of her fights.
I'll check it out.
All right. Well, thank you. That's all I wanted to say.
All right. Have a good night. Okay, bye. Melly, you say Alicia can fight. She fights like art. What does that mean? We know Alicia can fight. Alicia gets busy, but I never heard of nobody fighting like art. What is art? Like martial arts? Like what is art of combat? Art of war? I don't know what that means. You know what I'm saying? This caller, as a woman, is very knowledgeable. I like her. Yeah, AB fights 3-minute rounds. Yeah, AB, let me ask you a question. Serrano normally fights 3-minute rounds. If those would have been 3-minute rounds, how do you think the fight would have gone? If Serrano was fighting 3-minute rounds last night instead of a Friday night instead of 2-minute rounds, how do you think the fight would have gone? Just curious, to find out what y'all think. Anyway, 929-839-0679. You know what I mean? I'm just curious to see if you think the fight would have looked any differently. And as far as Rolly, well, Rolly's not getting a rematch. But let me go over what I pulled up. I want to show you something. We're talking about these fighters and Claressa Shields and this thing about ped usage and stuff like that. Let me show you what I was talking about. So this is it right here. Okay.
Unknown caller.
Well, let me take his call. What's up? What's up, Drake?
Yo, man, you Mr. Hollywood.
Yeah. What's going?
International now, man. Can't get through to you anymore, man.
Yeah. What you got?
Nah. So, they were talking about the last call. Was talking about the Daniels, right? Like how I saw us before. Yeah, I think she got a different trainer, right? Didn't she get a different trainer?
Yeah, the Night Daniels did, yeah.
Yeah, she had a different trainer, so she had a different outlook on the fight. She had a different fight plan, and she wasn't afraid when she got in there. She was afraid. I think she was afraid when she got into it with Claressa until she realized, hey, her punches ain't really hurting that, and then she started fighting. But that's what I thought. I don't know, but like the fight with Scott, right? Claressa Shields fight. If she would have fought like how Pam fight, she would have had a better shot. I think we all talk about that. But she didn't. She fought like she was small. Now, okay, I got to get inside Claressa, but then they muffled her shots. And then it seemed like she wasn't even punching hard to me. I don't know. But I don't know, if it was, I'm not going to say fixed or whatever, but it didn't look like she was in there to fight. Real fight. Because if she would have fought like some taller boxers fight, like you're supposed to fight tall, she was fighting small. So that allowed Claressa to get in there with a shorter reach to get in there. You might have talked about it already, but just hold on to stuff to that because I couldn't get through. But so if she would have kept her distance, and she did it a couple of rounds where she jabbed to the body. She was jabbing, but then she started letting Claressa get closer, and that's when it's downfall. But yeah, and it was talking about like any of those street fighters try to fight Claressa in a real boxing match. I don't think it would go well. They would have to really get more seasoned, more fights. But right now, like you said, she's on a down part of her career, but she still got the hand speed is still there. Maybe another year or two, maybe after she comes back from having a baby. I don't know, but I was surprised that she made weight though. I will say that I was surprised that she made weight. And she was under like a couple of pounds, like 1 pound, 2 pounds. So, but. The whole thing I didn't like was she was too friendly with these guys. Like she already, what was the attitude that she would give everyone else? And I think you mentioned that too. What was that attitude? And I just it's something with Claressa, man. Like when she saw this woman, and she's like, "Oh, that's my friend. Why is that your friend? She light skinned."
Right.
Everybody else is light skinned, she don't like her. Or she'll find she's not to like her. Now, this young lady comes in there and, she's from Australia, and now she likes her. You're my girlfriend for these. She probably didn't like her like that, but who knows? But I just want to know, maybe they told her to clean her act. I don't know. But what was that aggression? What was that aggression towards her? She didn't have any disdain. She didn't. She just, she didn't try to, bully her or push her or anything like that or talk trash. She talked trash to her, but it was like in a nice way. Whoop that, whatever. So, but I don't see Claressa. I want to see her fight a tough fight. And I haven't seen that since she fought what's the girl from the UK?
Savannah Marshall.
That was the last fight. I saw her have a tough. After that, it's been like, okay, I know she's gonna beat her. That's why I never watch her fight. You know she's gonna beat them. It's not that she's gonna knock them out, but she's gonna body shots and head shots, but not knock anybody out, but wear them down. So she'll wear a fight down. Now, do you honestly think if Layla Ali in the ring with K. Scott, she would last 6 rounds?
If Layla Ali fought K. Scott, like right now?
In her prime, in Layla's prime, if she was in the ring, in Layla's prime, she would last 6 rounds with K. Scott. It would be 6 rounds.
No, I think she would knock it out. Be probably within 2. I think Layla would knock K. Scott out.
Yeah, I think it'd be 1 or 2 rounds. Okay, her punches ain't hit me, they ain't hurt me. I'm going at her. She is, you know what I mean? And that's the one thing she said. She said, it's different when you get beat up by somebody who's pretty like me. She said, it's different when you get beat up by a pretty girl. But she had that dog, and I would have, that's a fight that everybody would want to see if she was at her prime. Like, if she was 29 years old, Claressa was 23 or something like that, 26. Okay, now we get in the ring. They both in their prime, go to work, and we'll see what come out. But, you know, she's trying to fight. She's still trying to fight her, and she's almost 50. Her fans are trying, she's just scared. She's 50. Why she don't need to fight? She's good. She's in a different space right now, where Claressa wants to be. But, I don't know. But anyway, who do you think would give Claressa a good fight right now, besides Tam?
Besides Tam, I think
I don't see anybody. They are weight cut.
I'm thinking 160, 168, man. I think they got these fighters. I gotta do videos of them. Y'all won't know who they are. They got some Mexican chicks, man, big old chicks. But I think the Cameron fight is good. But out of all of them, I like Tam. She's just, again, 6 feet tall, southpaw, speed. That's a problem.
Right.
That's a problem for anybody, male or female. When you got somebody who's got you by 3, 4, 5 inches in height, about 3, 4 inches in reach, and they're southpaw and they have speed, and she's younger. Oh yeah, Claressa would have her hands full. Claressa would lose that fight. I'm telling you, because Claressa, she throws a lot of punches and she doesn't hit nothing but air because she has such short arms. Claressa would lose that fight. She'd get behind. She would get anxious. She would jump in and she'd be running into shots. And Claressa would get touched up. I'm telling you, Claressa would lose that fight. I'm not, I don't like or dislike Claressa. She's interesting to me. It's entertaining. But I'm just telling you, that's a horrible style matchup for her. That's a horrible style for Claressa to get in that ring with. Horrible. Yeah, recipe for...
That's why she picks the fights right now. Like, she don't want a tough fight anymore.
Nah, what she said, I can fight anybody and people will come watch me. You got to listen. Words matter. That tells me that Claressa's just going to come out here and fight tomato cans and keep winning and trying to sell out arenas and make her money without any real threat. She feels like she's done the work already. I got the titles. I've got the resume. I'm just going to have fun and make money. Y'all be stupid enough to pay to come see me, and I'll laugh at all y'all. Broke bums. That's how she is.
You got to surprise me, man. You got on early today. I woke up early. I'm like, hold up. You surprised me, man.
Yeah, because I got things to do, man. I gotta go and do some things. I gotta get up early, and it's Sunday, man. So I didn't want to come out here at 9, man. I said, let me come out a little bit early, man, and chit chat with the people.
Nice. All right, that's all I got, man. Be back to the bushes, man.
All right, Dre, I'm gonna talk to you.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. All right, let me see. I think I had a couple missed phone calls here. But yeah, that's just how I see it, man. And I'm not saying that as a way to you just don't like Claressa. No, I think stylistically that is a horrible matchup for Claressa. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a horrible matchup for Claressa, man. That's just how I see it. Anyway, 929-839-0679. I think I got everybody on here. Let me see, missed. Make sure I didn't miss nobody's call. Yeah, so good. I got everybody on here. Where we at? It says, let me end this poll. I do believe that's the motive, retire with the time. Oh, yeah. I mean, a blind man can see what they're doing here. Claressa wants to retire undefeated. If she would like to retire with more knockouts, she's just not going to get them. But she's going to retire. She want to retire undefeated. And I think she's going to do it. I think she's going to retire undefeated. But if she fights, I'm telling you, if she fights Tam, it's all bad. It's all bad for her. Tam is a beast. She is a beast, man. And the person who she beat, the person she defeated, that's the person who defeated Kay Scott. And she came out there, man, and put the bing bings on her. So Tam just can't get tired. She got to stay smart, stay behind that jab, and, use angles, and she'll be fine. But if Claressa gets on the inside and can, time her, Claressa's going to have a lot of success. But I just think that's a horrible stylistic matchup for Claressa Shields. Horrible, man. If Claressa has a baby with Willie Mackey, she's not fighting anymore. Well, I was going to talk about that earlier, but the conversation jumps all over the place. If Claressa has a child and decides to start a family, if they go that direction, right, Claressa's career is over. And I'm just that's just what I think. If she doesn't, I think Claressa she'll be okay. But to go and have a child and get away from the sport, I think Claressa personally will have a tough time being away from her child to come back and train and box. I think she'll have a tough time. But for me, I know, look, I'm pretty sure most of us in here have kids, not everybody. But when my first child was born, man, it was hard for me, boy. I just want to be up, be there chilling with the little guy. Then the second, third, and fourth one came. That's why when I retired, I never returned back to work. I took a job, man, with Apogee Engineering and shit. I put on the little suit and tie, got in the driveway. Shit, I started the car, I turned that shit off and came and took that crap off. My wife was like, what's going on? Like, I ain't doing it. She's like, you don't want to? I was like, no, I don't have to anyway. But then I don't want to. I just didn't feel it. I'm leaving and watching my sons. I'm like, what am I doing? Chasing money I don't need, So I ain't do that shit. And I came here, had a lot of people reach out to me, man, and friends reaching out to me. I did a little consultation stuff, man, and getting a little dough. A couple of briefings. I went around and did that a little bit, but I was like, I'm cool, man. I when you don't have to do certain things, you just don't do it. And I like to be happy. I don't like stress. I don't like forcing things. And so I didn't do it. You know what I mean? Watch how peace boxing will be when she's gone. Oh, when Claressa's gone. Let me ask y'all a question in the poll, because people act like they want Claressa Shields gone. But let me ask you a question in the poll. Because I ain't so sure everybody want Claressa Shields gone. You know what I mean? So let me ask the question this way in the poll, man. If Big GWOAT leaves boxing, Big GWOAT. Let me ask y'all a question here, because I don't know. I think people they like the entertainment. People like that entertainment, man. She entertains. People can say what they want, but that drama, that shit's entertaining. But some things that she goes overboard with. But women's boxing got the whole world talking right now, man. All of them got us talking. All of them got us talking, man. But you know what? I will say, if she comes out of women's boxing, maybe more money pours into the sport. You know what I'm saying? Maybe more money pours into the sport. If you have someone who's the face of the sport and they're doing all the right things, maybe they get the right kind of attention and everybody benefits. You know what I'm saying? For real. Nothing changes. All right, yeah. So I just put another poll out there, but that's what I think. That's what I think, man. Says no, her drama is not entertaining. Ray, I think everything about this shit is entertaining. All the craziness going on. I just sit back with my popcorn like, are you kidding me? Now, remember me, it doesn't mean I like everything that's happening. But I just watch. Every day is something. Every day is something. Give me something to talk about. You know what I'm saying? But what's I don't really want her gone. I just want her to box. Kangaroos or aliens? That's hilarious. It's good for the internet, but ugly for boxing. Absolutely, Lady London. It's good for the internet. You know what I'm saying? That's like saying get rid of like when Floyd was fighting Alicia Baumgartner, get rid of Layla Should Never Say Nothing. Like all of them have different personalities, man. They all bring something to the sport. Roberto Duran back in his time. Every single fighter brings something to the sport. Roy Jones Jr. kept us talking. You know what I'm saying? Paulie Malignaggi kept us talking. Zab Judah. And then you had the Miguel Cottos, who's in his own way. He kept us talking, but he wasn't full of drama. But he was entertaining in his own way, talking in third person all the time. So everybody, they bring something to the table. You know what I'm saying? CSPS says, I don't watch nothing, Claressa. She blocked me on IG. Yeah, I know she blocks a lot of people, man. Everything about ignorance is entertaining. Yeah, Jeff, I'm serious, man. I'll be sitting here laughing my ass off, man. Laughing. Some things I don't, like you could cross the line, like the thing with Shadesha, that's crazy to me. And then, but one thing I would like for her to dress them gloves. I would like for her to do that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, they weren't toxic. They weren't. But what I'm getting at is everybody okay, I'll put it in. Why do you think everybody watches this girl? Well, not girl, this woman. Why y'all think everybody watch her? You know what I mean? Why do you think everybody watches Claressa? You know what I'm saying? There's an element of entertainment to that madness. You know what I'm saying? Jake Paul was about to have women boxing on the map anyway. Amanda was already handling that. Doesn't get all the glory. Really is Remy Ma who put us on to and keep us here. Well, I mean, I'm tracking with you, but I'll say this: I do think if they got Claressa, if Claressa tomorrow says she's done with boxing, right? She's gone. Well, then the person who steps up, right? You need to be someone who can generate that level of attention, but good attention. You see? Who can generate that level of attention, but good attention? That's my question. Who can generate that level of attention, but give us the good attention to where everybody benefits? You know what I'm saying? And we talked about this months ago, where the example I gave is like living in a neighborhood, right? Let's say you got Claressa Shields' family right here, and her attitude and everything is like what you're seeing out here on the internet. All that craziness that Claressa does to know how to promote herself. Let's say you got a family like that in your neighborhood. Then you got another family who gets a lot of attention because maybe they pull up in nice cars, the kids are out, they're very respectful. You see the family is going to church or going to places of worship or whatever's going on. They both are getting attention in the neighborhood, but it's two different types of attention, right? Who do you think people will want to assimilate with? They're going to gravitate towards that family that's less dramatic, but has the different kind of the positive attention. You know what I mean? And that's how I think it is with women's boxing. If you get the right face to get the attention who has great things going on for themselves and is positive and trying to uplift the sport, I think everybody will benefit, and all the promoters and the big time brands will come over there and see what's going on. Wow, you got this woman doing what, and they got these other women, but when you look at Claressa, that she's a repellent. You know what I mean? Her attitude is naturally a repellent. And that's just how I see it. That's just how I see it, man. How long I been on here? 2:29. Let me look at something real quick, man, because I already know what time it is when it comes to this. When it comes to this internet, man, I see everything that goes on. I know what time it is. That's why I come on when I do. What is that? Try to let me come down here. Let me scroll down. Anyway, yeah, I got that one. Let me see. All right. It says that's why she doesn't like AB yet. I think Alicia Baumgartner has a great opportunity, man, to do something big when it comes to women's boxing. The only thing, you blocked her, yeah. The only thing I'll say about any woman, they got to watch themselves with the attitude and the language. Like you see, Caroline DeBar, we talked about this months ago. Caroline DeBar is a great fighter, but it just seems like, as soon as people found out that she was supporting Claressa Shields and how she started going and disrespecting AB, people started turning on Caroline. And you see she's kind of quieted a little bit, but Caroline has to be careful. I'm not saying don't be yourself. You got to be yourself, but just there's a time when to speak and a time when you need to just remain reticent. And I think Caroline DeBar needs to understand that. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'll tell you what. I'm telling you, when Krista Rosado speaks English, she'll be on billboards all in New York City. She'll sell out the Garden because it's a lot of Puerto Ricans. Yeah, they got some Ricans out there for sure. And she can fight. She's good. She really is good. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that being said, man, I got to run out here and do some things. I just want to get on. Since absolutely Caroline needs to stay away from Claressa. Yeah. Stop with the wig. Stop with the makeup. Stop with all the loud noise and cussing. Caroline doesn't do that, man. It makes her more attractive when she's just being natural. And, speaking, you can still speak, talk your trash, but it don't have to be so nasty the way she has been. But hey, it's women, it's boxing, they're going to beef her and Alicia. It is what it is. But I would like to see them fight. So sooner or later, people are going to start saying Alicia putting duck sauce on the fried rice if she doesn't fight her. So it is what it is. But that being said, man, I'm about to jump off here. I gotta go run some errands. I don't think I'm going to come on later. I may, but I don't think so. But y'all keep cool. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Hope everybody's week starts off wonderfully. Y'all eat something good and be positive. I'm in the breeze.